But now I'm really glad this bitch is dead. Like, I'm so happy.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. Today we got Akaash Singh. You know him from Flagrant 2, and he's been on our show a bunch of times, answered the internet. One of the funniest guys on the planet. He will be at Caroline's this weekend, right after us. We just wrapped up our West Coast swing, but our postponed New York show is on Wednesday night. So
if you're in New York, it's our last show of the year. We want to go out with a big fucking bang. Please come out. If you're in the New York area, if you're in Jersey, if you're on Long Island, you're in Connecticut, come out. It's going to be a good time.
Honestly, I'll shoot you straight. The live show has gotten exponentially better after the West Coast swing. So now I think like we really are hitting our stride. Like if we hadn't postponed it, the show would have been fine. It'll be worth the postponement.
It is.
Great
we're sorry about postponing it, but also you weren't going to come because the Yankees were playing the ALCS Game 1. We will be getting drinks with everyone afterwards. We're doing live meet and greet. All fucking.
It'll be a whole night, man.
A whole goddamn thing. No extra. Regular tickets are all available for that too. It doesn't matter. I think there are like VIP tickets. You don't need that. Get regular fucking tickets. Come hang out with us afterwards. Get drunk. Let's go.
And then after us, Akaash will be there Thursday through Sunday. And his act is out, and his crowd work too. I don't know what's better, his actor's crowd work, which is the highest compliment I think you can pay someone. So it's a full weekend, a full week of shows at Caroline's. Go get both tickets, and let's get into it with Akaash. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. We just got back from a West Coast swing.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck you guys do that.
Seriously,
It's exhausting.
It's crazy.
Are we good over there?
Yeah. It's so tight.
I mean, I've always respected what you guys did, but we did Denver, Phoenix, LA.
Yeah.
And I am like, bro, I need a vacation, man. I mean, granted, we did 3 different cities in like 3 different days, so it was a lot. But that's
3 cities, 3 days is still rough.
Yes,
it doesn't matter.
But it's still
rough.
pretty standard for you guys. And I mean, like the thought of if that was just like, all right, it's Thursday, we run it back again, like every
We
weekend.
were at the airport yesterday, like, oh, now the week starts now.
Yeah.
Like, how does it go to work?
Go to every city in America and you don't see anything.
Right.
Every city looks the same because you see the comedy club and the hotel, and that's about it. I think Saturday night we did Wisconsin. It was great. We sold out the shows. It was cool. Then after the Saturday late show, it's over like midnight. You do meet and greet. I have to watch Izzy fight because that's our guy.
Yep.
So
what a fucking shock that was.
Yeah,
Holy
I mean,
shit.
we talked to him yesterday, and he's handling it like in such an
gracious.
inspiring way.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sadder than him after he loses.
Right.
I can't sleep till 3. I gotta wake up at 6 for a flight. Then yesterday I did 2 pods and a show at 11.
Bro.
And so I got home at like
Run
1. I
on
was
fumes,
just wiped. Yeah.
Dude, it was funny. We went Denver. We stayed in this like beautiful hotel, like where they do like conferences and shit. So it's like huge ceilings and marble this and that. And then we go to Phoenix, and Phoenix was just like a regular hotel. And we got all bougie real quick. We were like, oh.
Yeah. Get bougie on the hotel, dog.
Yeah. But then we go to LA, and it was like, oh, all right, now we got back because now we're going to we went to this like fancy hotel in West Hollywood that's like kind of like hipster and cool and nice.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's gonna be dope. Music blasting till like 2 a.m.
No,
and I was like, fuck, I want to go back to that shit old Phoenix. I want my sleep,
guys.
dude.
You need to be around old money.
Yeah.
Even if you're not old money, you just need to spend like them. It's quiet. It's nice.
Yep.
They complain all the time, so everything's on
Everything's
point.
good.
Oh, if you can, dude, find a hotel hookup or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
You got it. I mean, genuinely though, if I was on the road like all the time, it would be worth the money for me to be.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you guys end up losing your voice? Like we ran into a real issue with losing our voice.
I have a bit of an issue. There's just a couple jokes where I scream. By the way, you guys need to come through the shows this weekend.
Yeah,
I'd love to.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
there's one joke where I like scream like, fuck or whatever, and then if I do it a few times, my voice is so weak it'll
See, that's the problem.
I'll get a little bit.
You guys are funny. Actually funny.
No.
So you can just deliver jokes with your normal voice. We yell to compensate. So we're always just like, fuck you, Feidelberg! And I'm doing it all show long. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, I know. That's just you guys not realizing how much people love you and how funny you are, because you get insecure when it's right there.
Yeah.
All of us do.
Big time, dude.
I'm still a little bit. I used to be real bad. If an audience didn't laugh, I would like cuss more and talk faster.
Yes,
I still have that a little bit, but
Right.
like as you get more comfortable and just like, oh, I'm funny and I'm good at this, and these people like me and I love them, and like
For sure.
we're here. It'll be okay. I don't
That's
have
got
to
to be
over
a very
try.
like moment of zen when you? It's one thing to say it; it's another thing to like really believe it.
Oh yeah,
like yes.
It's
like,
not a moment. I mean, I'm still
living
a
it,
real
right?
pussy about it. I like write notes to myself before shows. All that shit helps.
Yeah.
All of it helps for me to just remind myself, hey, I'm okay. And then Andrew told me a thing. I don't know if he still needs to say it, but he used to say, I'm good enough. These people don't decide if I'm good enough. I already am. You'd say that before we walked on stage. So that's like something I remember, and I'll still tell myself
That's a nice
that.
thing if you believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, you know what helped me?
I can tell it to myself and be like, shut the fuck up.
You got to talk yourself into it, dude. Confidence breeds
gotta trick
success.
yourself.
Success breeds
The thing is,
confidence.
it's like I know I'm a good liar, so I can't lie to myself. But we did a few shows prior to this little batch. We did a few shows, and we didn't really do meet and greets. We were kind of like, it takes so long.
Meet and greet is the most tiring part.
Yeah, it is, right? And we were like, maybe we should be getting paid for it and all this shit.
yeah.
And then we did, for this one, we just said, fuck it, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And while it was tiring, it's a fucking
best.
heavy dose of confidence and a good reinforcement when everyone's like, yo, that was awesome. You are the best. We love you. I was like,
Yeah.
keep going, keep going. So I was like, all right, maybe we got to hear that a little more often.
No,
So,
I love saying. Actually, the last show I did, they charged for the meet and greet, but I didn't know you had to have VIP tickets to get.
We've
meet
had
and
that happen
yeah,
to us before.
that's fucked.
greet, which I felt bad about.
Yeah, that's also, especially Barstool, it's like the whole thing for the 2 decades now is like
Yeah.
by the common man, and you have access to us, and we're just like you, and now all of a sudden it's like pay to talk to me. It's
Yeah,
like, we don't
it
fuck with
is
that.
hard to like. I saw Joe Coy at Madison Square,
Oh my
which is
God.
fucking, I mean, crazy. But think about, you can't do a meet and greet for 20,000 people, so you have to. If I'm gonna meet anybody, okay, fine, I guess y'all can pay. I realize at a certain level, I'm not there yet, but at a certain level, it is all right. You get the VIP thing, then we'll do the meet and greet. But I can't meet thousands of
hit
people at a
it,
time.
right? I mean, we probably did like LA was like 250, I think, but I think like all 250 stayed. And
Yeah.
they got on a line and they waited. And I started to feel bad. I was like, can we put some music on? Can we like
Yeah.
make it a little bit of a scene? Because they were just waiting. And I was like, if we did any more than this, I think we'd have to say like.
I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but I grew up listening to a sports station in Dallas called The Ticket. I still listen to it, and I have such a bond with. It's because it's like sports and guy talk, kind of like y'all.
Yeah.
And I have such a bond with those guys. And somebody said it to me. I don't remember who. They said, people don't understand the relationship you form with fans in a podcast or radio because you are talking nonstop inside of their ears for hours a day. It is as close to being in someone's brain as you can get in entertainment.
Yeah.
So the bond they form with you guys is like, y'all don't know me, but I fucking know you.
Yeah.
I seen you go through shit. Feidelberg, you need confidence. You know what I mean? I love you, Feidelberg. I'm gonna tell Feidelberg if I see him how great he is. Like they're dying because you've been talking to them for years.
Yeah.
They've never gotten to talk to you, and now they finally can.
Right.
It is also
right.
too like it is like in every and I'm thinking of radio and podcasting too, where like it's in every part of your life. It's when
Yeah.
you're driving your car, it's when you're
Yes.
working out,
Yeah,
it's
when
when
you're-
you're walking the dog, when you're
I'm
cooking
in the
dinner.
shower every day. I
The
put
shower,
shit on.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're everywhere. It is.
Wild.
Yeah. So
You ever bug out about that? Like once Flagrant really popped, or you ever think? Because people ask me this all the time, and I still actually don't. I think it's why I can still let it rip.
Yeah.
I just think I'm in the room. I just got the microphone. I don't think about like hundreds of thousands
Oh,
of
I
people
do.
listening.
I do. Yeah, I get really in my head about it sometimes. Yeah, that's one of those times to write a note to yourself.
Afterwards, I'll be like, oh my god,
Yeah.
we gotta cut this and that, and then because I shouldn't have said that. Cause
Oh yeah, I am keenly aware to a fault. I'm less aware on stage. On stage, you don't have time really. It's just you and the audience, and you're in this thing.
Yeah.
Podcasting, somebody else is talking, or you're, you know what I mean. Somebody, there's time for you to just be like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm still not as good as I'd like to be at being like, dude, who cares? Let it rip. Don't think. That's a bit of a process.
you
I
should,
think.
you should be at this point. Like you've fucking
Thank
you've
you.
popped, dude.
Yeah,
You know,
thank you.
Every time we've talked, I've explained it. I think you're hilarious. I
Thank
think,
you. So,
know,
yo, you're
one of the
even
best
great.
in the game. But yeah, I mean that feeling once you get there, I think is when you really there's that next level.
Yeah, I feel like.
Sometimes I think it's got to be strange when you're doing like arenas and it's like
Yeah.
you can't not if you were to do an arena, you would finally you'd be stupid if you didn't think you were good. You know what I mean? Like if 20,000 people come out, you're like it's fully proven,
But-
100%.
But that moment should, if you, depending on what kind of person you are, that moment should have come long before an arena.
Yeah, you kind of
Yeah,
need
if
that
it's
moment to
100
get
people and
to.
1,000 people, yeah.
If you get to an arena and you haven't had that moment yet, I don't think an arena's gonna do it.
It's got to be
Yeah.
a million people. Yeah. 1,000 bottles, bro.
1,000.
What else? What is 1,000?
.00.
What's a-
no? That's $1,000.
What?
Nothing.
1,000 bottles.
1,000 bottles of whiskey sold in 24 hours. I don't even know where we're at now. That probably means I bet now we're up to 100 cases. You get 12 bottles per case. That means how many bottles we have to sell to get 100 cases?
No, 1,200.
Yeah, my man's not so dumb after all. Especially because he was half of the man who created. He's one half of the duo that created the spicy, smoky, single barrel KFC Radio 10-year anniversary WhistlePig rye. This is our crowning achievement. And watching
it's the coolest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, it was
hands down.
It was cool to create it. And honestly, if we created like just a bottle that was friends and family and got like just given as gifts, it would be cool to see people buying it, like a lot of people buying it. Because, I mean, you never know how it's going to fly. Like, people usually just pick up their bottle of liquor on the internet or at the local store and not on the internet. You guys went right to whistlepigwhiskey.com and bought our commemorative bottle flying off the shelves. And that is, I think, 10 years of, like, trust and hard work on the podcast and getting to know our audience and them repaying us.
And if it's not on sale at your local liquor store, ask them. They can talk to their fucking retailer or whatever you call them.
And if you are in a state, like in the very beginning, I think Massachusetts and New York didn't allow distribution, but that's just like a logistical thing that's getting done as we speak. So you can keep checking back on the internet to buy your bottle or keep checking your local liquor store. But it's smoky and it's spicy. And if you can get any sort of quality maple syrup, you can make yourself a maple old fashioned. You can drink it straight. Shots, neat, rocks, however you want it. It's got the two things that are the most important when you're drinking rye. It's got a little bit of smoky taste to it, got a little bit of bite to it, that spice. And so go get it, man. It's a very cool bottle. It was a cool bottle, to begin with, and then they threw the KFC Radio and Moon Man and Sad Boy logo on it with the official commemorative sticker on it. So go get it and drink it. We don't want any of this like, I bought it and I don't open it. You can keep the bottle. You can make it your
bottle's a jar.
Make it your jar. Put your money in, but drink it because we want you to taste it and enjoy it. So go get that WhistlePig. You can buy it now. Click the link beneath in our YouTube or go to WhistlePig Whiskey and
buy it. Honestly, buy it, and then also send me your honest opinions because I guarantee you it's fucking delicious.
Oh, and it's a great gift for like whether you're doing office Christmas Santa. What's it called? Office Secret Santa, where it's like, what do you get? You just get a bottle of liquor. But in this case, it's a commemorative bottle. You want to buy it for your dad, your brother, any of the men in your life, any of the girls who drink whiskey, anybody who's a fan. It's a great gift. You know what I bet? I bet you there will be at least one instance where two people buy a
each
case
other.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's yours. And
then you two get married. Doesn't matter what sexes you are or your sexual orientation.
You could be related.
You two get married. Yeah. Fuck it.
We just heard confirmation. Larsa Pippen, what is it?
Larsa Pippen is now dating Michael
Jordan Jr.
What a fucking hero this man is.
What a mind fuck, though, right?
I'm so done with LeBron being the GOAT. I'm over it. It's over. I'm fucking done with it watching this guy piss his career away in L.A. And I love LeBron, but he's not. Dude, this is the fucking...
Pippen's ex-wife is dating Michael Jordan's son. What?
Think about being so great that this is the only way your son can make you love him. You know what I mean? Like, that's who Michael Jordan is.
He tried the ball and it didn't work, and he tried.
Didn't he play like UCF or something like that?
I think so. He played like did what he could, and then he did some shit with Nike, and he's like, all right, I'll go fuck Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. Will that be it, Dad? Will you finally love me, Dad?
Yeah, there's a story of Michael Jordan like just thinking he's a good father, where he tells his son when he goes to college, "You have 1 week. If I don't hear from you from 1 week, I'm on a plane. I'm coming to your college." Which is such a bullshit. Your son, Michael Jordan Jr., is never going to go 1 week without texting his dad. Yeah. And I would love to see him not text for a week and MJ be like, I don't give a fuck.
I didn't even have your number, dude.
Yeah. Who is this?
Yeah, that's some bullshit, man. I never heard that one. But so she's 48, he's 31. Marcus Jordan, Jesus Christ, that's fucking hilarious.
Dude, how many people...
Larsa's fucked everybody.
Like,
right?
yeah.
I think
she was
she...
with Future,
you
right?
think she targeted him?
I think...
Yeah.
I think that's...
Yeah.
I think Larsa Pippen is on some, like... she's got, like, a board at home with red X's. You know, like
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
I fucked this guy, I fucked that. I can't remember who, but the
Bro,
last
you can
one
probably
was
trace this
controversial.
back to she was fucking grooming him when he was like 12.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Right.
long she was.
Maybe.
I don't know how long she was married to Pippen for, but I
Yeah.
can see her at like the '96 finals being like
Yeah.
hanging out with
Yeah.
little MJ. Like, oh, you're
Yeah.
getting so strong when you grow up.
She's got a thing though. She got like whatever Kris Kardashian has. She has like a much shittier version. of
Yes,
it.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
bootleg version.
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
Yeah, she's got numbers, man, and they're all like everybody's a little famous, and like she's always what was the last one where she like clowned somebody in public? Didn't she like
Malik
dump
Beasley.
somebody? And
Malik
yeah.
Beasley left his wife, who I think was pregnant at the time, for Larsa.
And then she
Then
was like,
Larsa dumped him.
Really?
Son,
I mean,
yes.
that is some like diabolical.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
That's
She's-
not like
she's a evil
Larsa
bitch.
Pippen wasn't like, oh my god, this is such bad timing. I'm sorry that you did that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
my,
yeah.
my feelings have changed. That shit was like, ha, I got you, bitch.
Yeah, she looked at this guy and was like, he seems a little weak. I could get him.
I'll break
and
him.
I'll be in the headlines. Oh, she's smart. dude.
She's like a reverse Pete Davidson, but like a bad, like the evil
The evil version. Yeah. Like
I
where
don't
it's
know
like-
if this was a joke text or if somebody said Pete is fucking Ratajkowski.
Yep, that's like fact.
Confirmed.
I
bro.
mean, I love this kid. He's the MJ of fucking bitches.
he is, dude. He really is.
Oh my god.
It
Like-
doesn't stop.
It actually
just-
gets to a point where it's like it's crazy to me. I get that there are other guys in Hollywood who have done it, where it's like, you know, Leo's fucked a lot of hot chicks, but Leo hasn't fucked the level of fame. Like,
No.
at some point, like he's fucking A-listers,
A-list.
and like
Strictly,
at
bro.
some point, if I was an A-lister, I'm like, I'm not getting 5 A-listers second hands. Leo's at
Yeah.
least like Victoria's Secret
Leo-
models who
Right,
like
they're
we
kinda
haven't really
no
heard of.
namers, but they're
Leo
beautiful.
Yeah.
got to the A-list and then fucked a bunch of hot girls we'll never really know about.
Right.
I've heard Margot Robbie, all these things you hear. I don't know what's true.
Mostly
but,
it's just no name like 19-year-old girls.
and he just does it on the low.
Yep.
Pete was not on the A. Pete wasn't in motherfucking Titanic. He was a role player on SNL, a show that we didn't really care about anymore. And then he went from there to the A-list just off of bitches.
Do you think though? Do you think it started when Ariana Grande dropped that 9-inch comment? I mean, he had already had Ariana Grande, so he was doing work. But
We had heard Pete had a big dick for a while, so I don't know if that's I don't know how that makes me look, but I was like, oh, I didn't know Pete had a huge dick, because I knew another girl that he used to date, and then she was a comic
of
and we were
mouth
cool
and-
and
yeah.
and then it was a thing that we would joke about. Having this kid, he was young too. He's still young. I don't know what he is.
Man, he was like 21 when he first started dating one of them. I was like,
Yeah,
Jesus
he was
Christ.
like 18. I met him when he was like 16, 15. And he's always had the whole world by the balls, and with his mentality, he don't give a fuck. He does whatever he wants to do. But
That's why it
then-
works.
Yeah, that is why it
Yeah.
works. But it was just funny. This like 18-year-old kid who's like about to be on SNL apparently has a huge dick, and then he just fulfilled all the jokes that you made. Like, hey, this kid is unstoppable. This kid is
Yeah.
whatever. He's gonna fuck everybody with that huge dick. And then he did it. He's actually
He's
the
the
LeBron.
prince that was promised.
He's the LeBron of fucking bitches for us, because we saw it. We was like, this young kid.
Right
you
before
hear
our
about
eyes.
him.
Yeah.
14 years old. I think I heard about Pete.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, that's like when LeBron was on the cover of SNL.
Yes,
or
SI.
Sports Illustrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Pete for fucking bitches.
Yeah, he did it, dude. This guy fucking did it.
And like I thought it would slow down. I guess eventually, like he's getting better. Like Emily Ratajkowski is arguably like the top
Yes,
one on that
dude,
list.
it's-
Yo,
fucking-
she followed up
retarded.
Kim Kardashian.
that's
333 million followers, bro.
Yo, I'll tell you what. You,
That was- we
you
had
date
that-
Pete, man. You're gonna lose the breakup.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
you're one of those ones I want to win the breakup, it's like you're not gonna top him. I don't
Yeah,
care who
yeah,
you
yeah.
went on to, what guy you're banging. Pete's gonna beat you.
I want to revisit that in a second. But what I was just gonna say was we had a comic, a comic whose name escapes me. You ended up interviewing him solo. He said he didn't want to talk about Pete. He was like Pete's old roommate. I
Chris
forget.
DiStefano. Let's cut it.
It was Derek Gaines. We heard
Oh,
Derek
okay.
Gaines came in and he was like, he told our people like, I will not talk about Pete. And I was interviewing him solo, and it was right when Pete was, I think, going to space or some shit. So right off the top, I was like, yo, your boy's going, or no, it was like right after something with Kim. So it was a very salacious, gossipy question. I was like,
Yeah.
what's up with your boy, like dumping Kim or whatever it was? And the look in his eyes, he was ready to fucking break my neck. He was like, all right, I'm fucking out of here. I was like, I'm joking. But yes, yeah.
But he was on a podcast here probably 2 years ago where he was explaining that when he was Pete's roommate, Pete would just like get like log on to TMZ and like find out which rapper was about to break up with his girlfriend, and then Pete would like go after that girl, and that was how he like. And again, that was him. He said, I don't know why.
Hunter.
It was like I just saw like a clip of like a clip that they put out. I saw that it was on fucking Two Bigs.
Yeah,
it was
I
on
remember.
Willie and
Brandon
Brandon's podcast.
That's funny.
And it was like I was like, whoa, that's fucking genius. Because not only is it dope, someone looking for a rebound, it's also such a good name to get your name out there.
Yeah.
You're like,
Brilliant.
You're like,
Whether you
wait,
admit it or
fucking
not,
Travis Scott's ex-girlfriend's dating a comedian,
Right.
Like he's got it like that, and then
Yeah.
next thing you know, it's like, oh, Lil Wayne's ex-girlfriend's doing this. And I think I forget what 3 rappers he did it with, but he did it with 3 rappers. I think he said
He is like
He's a fucking smart kid.
But it's funny just because like I mean I guess I don't know him personally, maybe you do a little bit, but it seems like he
little
would be
bit.
the opposite. Like he'd be like I want to just be chill and low key.
He's too
And-
smart. I think part of his genius is he is mostly a pretty laid back guy, and then he portrays that, he maximizes that on the outside, kind of like Chris
Yeah.
Rock when he gets on stage, picks up the Pete just kind of picks up the I'm chilling, and he is a
Right.
lot like that from what I hear.
Right.
And he and I aren't super close, so this could be wrong, but I think he's also like a fucking smart guy, and he's like, all right, here's a good way to
How do you
have
even
sex with the hottest girl and get something out of it.
What do you think? Like,
The rest of us are like, oh my god, I have sex with this girl?
Yeah, that's all I need.
That's
She
all
can
I
keep me
want.
in her closet. Like, just like drag me back by a leash, put me in the closet afterwards. Don't tell anyone. I
fine.
promise. I was like, I'll keep it a fucking secret. I won't tell anyone. He's like,
what
no, the
thing-
world's gonna know.
Most people do the thing, comedy, sports, whatever, to get girls like this.
Yes.
Pete's like, I'm getting girls like this, and I'm gonna make them make me. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Kid is
what?
brilliant, dude. He's truly a smart
What do you
person.
even? What do you think the dates are like? Like he sits down with Emily, and she's like, so like. How are you? Like, what have you been up to? It's like, I've been up to.
Dude,
fucking Kim,
I bet Emily's like, what's Kim's
and-
pussy like? Dude, like, what do you think? Bro, like, if I,
they're all
dude, if,
trying to like, I gotta
Yeah,
make sure
yeah,
I one
yeah.
up Kim.
if I sat down at dinner with someone who fucked Tom, I'd be like, tell me all about his dick. They'd be like, really? That's all I want to talk about is describe.
Tom and
maybe
Emily
detail.
should have happened.
Yeah.
That should have been the
that's
thing.
the one. Yeah.
I
How
don't-
old is she? She's got to be because she's been around for a little
I
while.
guess
now.
late 20s.
I would
So she was
assume-
mad young when she started.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
she's
yeah.
been around for a
That
minute.
Blurred Lines video is
31.
31? Okay.
Oh, that's
That
great.
Blurred Lines video is wild, where fucking
Yeah.
Robin Thicke was just like, everybody get naked. They're all doing this shit naked.
Everyone get naked. I'm singing about gray areas and sex.
That was
That
crazy.
shit was wild, dude.
I didn't
The
understand.
song goes though. Yeah, I didn't really think about it.
I
until
never really liked the song.
No?
Nope.
I never
Oh,
liked
I
Robin
loved it.
Thicke.
I thought it
I
was
just
great.
thought I didn't understand how hot, like Paula Patton was so hot.
Yeah.
How'd that work?
Yeah,
And
well.
I just didn't like him from then on. I was just jealous, frankly.
Dude, by the way, what I said I want to revisit was like waiting the breakup.
Yeah.
So Giselle's new guy
Yeah.
is an MMA instructor, which is like the only way you can.
Also, what did I hear? She's doing some football shit.
Oh, I don't know about
Was that true? Or was that some like onion shit? I heard she was getting involved with like I don't know,
Yeah,
like lingerie
that's
football or
the
whatever.
equivalent of dating Michael Jordan's son. You can't do that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. But like the only way you can follow up Tom Brady is if you date like an
guy
MMA
who's gonna
instructor.
beat
You're like,
the shit out
like
of him.
he can kick your ass.
Yeah, that's the
like,
only thing
He's
Tom
never
can't
gonna be you.
Yeah.
But he kicked the shit out of you.
Yeah.
She's being so vindictive and spiteful about this. The guy wanted to play football for one more year. And I'll say this in Tom Brady's defense, he always said, I want to play till I'm 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 45.
He retired at 44, and then he was like, you know what, I'm going to give it one more
One more year. Like if it's 49, 50, we're still playing this game, then you got a case.
Yeah, this was the
But you
plan
couldn't
the whole time.
But you know what?
Exactly.
Well, that also makes me think though that like he did say that, but maybe behind closed doors, starting at like 37, he was like, this
well,
year's the
who
last
doesn't do
year. This
that
year's
with
the
their
last
significant
year.
other?
This year's the last
babe,
year.
one more. You're like,
No,
like
no,
Brandon
no.
Bine is with video games and not Super Bowls. But I'm like,
Mine is
one more
definitely
game.
weekends on the road. I was like, I'm cutting back, and I did not at all.
Never.
100%.
That's the dance we do, you
Yeah.
know. And I
Yeah.
guess
Well,
eventually you can't do that dance when
the
she's
out-
a bajillionaire herself.
Yes, that's what I was
That's
gonna
the
say. The
problem.
out is, hey, I want to, and I do it for us. I hope I want to stay with this woman forever. So I want to build a bank account, have kids. But if you're Giselle, it's like, motherfucker, I'll take care of that.
good.
Stay
Yeah.
home. What are you talking about?
Especially if knowing
She's just mad. He's always been playing for $1 million a year.
I
That's
know.
what it is.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
If you're gonna
and
do it
she
for
knows-
25, 30. Do it for Aaron Rodgers money, 50. That dude sucks.
She knows
and he's getting 50
got
this year.
$375 million waiting for that fucking TV deal, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, why don't you quit your
Oh,
football
yeah.
game and get a raise going to Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Or
even think
whatever,
about that.
whatever
He
TV
needs it
deal is,
after
yeah.
that FTX thing.
Bro.
Oh.
Yo. We were
Yes.
saying, like, I mean, I'm sure everybody signs something that says, like, I have no liability here.
Mm-hmm.
But I would imagine you take a hit as far as like your spokesman fucking
Yeah.
trustworthiness, you know?
Thank
like,
fucking God we never did that for them.
yeah, but we weren't like important people. We weren't like, yo, like listen to like you're gonna listen to us. We were like, you know, go to FTX.
Yo, we were like, yo, go to FTX, bro. We were like, yo, put your life savings in FTX, dog.
No,
Bro,
okay, all right. Here's the thing.
We were probably more pushy than Brady was. These are an important sponsor. Dude, empty the 401k. Fuck a student loan, dude. FTX is the move, bro. They just got the sponsorship with the Miami Heat. There's no way this fails, dog.
You're right. But we're dumb. See, we're dumb. When Tom Brady and Giselle, who I actually think they're known for three things, like modeling, football, and people talk about how like smart they are business-wise and shit. So when they say something about your money and your crypto, people actually listen. If you listen to us about your money, you deserve to lose it all.
Yeah, we
You're
regularly
fucking
talk about how
stupid.
poor we are.
Yeah, so don't fuck. We are absolutely the worst businessmen. Don't listen to us. But fucking
Except unless you're in the market for an apartment in Noonan, Georgia, in which case,
wait, is that an honest offer or are they? Yeah, $10 million. Get the fuck out of here. Bang Bros is trying to get the new stadium now that FTX is done.
Yeah, that's
Bang Bros Arena. Got a
$10
nice
million's
name to it.
not too off. Well, actually, I guess for the Heat Arena.
Really?
I just remember we made an offer. I don't even know if this is public. I don't know if I can say this.
Yeah,
It is.
the Bills
It is,
stadium,
okay,
right?
for the Bills, and it was like I forget the right. It's shockingly cheap.
Really?
But the Bills stadium was it's so cheap. I think the two we were making offers for was the not the Metrodome, fucking New Orleans Superdome, and the Bills Stadium, and the Bills Stadium was markedly cheaper because like they only have 8 events a year.
Right.
The Superdome
guys
has
have
like
concerts,
fucking concerts.
How
and shit.
sick would Joe Rogan Arena be? He's got the money to do it.
Look at these numbers, bro. They're like all like in the single millions.
Yeah,
I would have guessed.
It's not nearly as expensive.
Wait,
as you
but
think.
go. What's City Field? City Field was like a long term, like lifetime sort of deal. I thought.
Yeah, because AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Obviously, I grew up there. Sadly.
Yeah.
But it was like $3 million a year, $5
wow.
million, whatever
All right,
it was.
I'm
I was
totally
like,
wrong then.
that's it.
Look at that. When America West Arena was $166,000. What? Can we buy that?
I want to say
$666,000. Still though.
How much is Crypto.com paying? Because I want to see how their books are looking. So they can afford to pay for this.
What was this stat we heard the other
Are
day?
you a crypto guy?
I am. I got about 25% of my Bitcoin is in limbo because Voyager,
no.
which is Mark Cuban backed, and one other one, BlockFi, which is Anthony Pompliano backed.
Yeah.
I had about 25% in there. So I honestly am not that worried about it. Weirdly, I think you'll get like if Voyager gets bought by Coinbase, who apparently is pretty healthy, which I have. A lot
Coinbase
with.
was like the OG one, as far as I knew, right? That was
Yeah,
like the first
yeah.
one that like
That was definitely
public,
one. That's where I have
like,
most of
kinda
mine.
could use.
Yeah.
I have.
You get a drive. Get a drive though. Hopefully it holds up till Thanksgiving. I have a friend who's like walking me through because I'm such a fucking retard. I'll definitely mess it up. He's like, you come to Dallas. I'm gonna give you a drive with a safe. We're gonna do everything step by step.
Yeah, 'cause
I've
until
had
you
a
have
couple
that, you
friends
don't
say
have
that,
shit,
and I'm
right?
like, dude, I don't know. It just seems like a whole process.
It's a whole thing.
Dude,
to have
I
your
have an
net worth.
FTX sponsorship deal. I don't need your help. Thank you very much. But I've often said that like. It wouldn't be like I retire, but I'd do pretty well off if Bitcoin went crazy.
Yeah.
And I root against it so fucking hard, man. I want it to fucking fail so bad. Like it's like almost like I'm shorting like my own happiness.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, look, if it goes great, fine, whatever, I'll get rich.
Yeah, that's what
if
a
it goes
loser you
awful,
think you
I'll be
are.
happy as fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
that's what a loser you think you are. Is that you're rooting against you being rich.
Dude, I'm not even just rooting against me. I'm rooting against. I just think Bitcoin people are so annoying, and I'm like, look.
Well, we all
They're pretty smart. They might be right, so
particularly
I'll
know
invest in
a
them.
couple.
But I fucking hate them all. I hope it goes bad.
We particularly know a couple who are like the
Yeah.
traditional crypto bros.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Shut the fuck up, man. I don't care what you're talking about. If you're talking about it that much, I don't
Yeah.
want to hear it anymore.
It's just the internet. It's Twitter ruins everything. Because
Yeah.
when people start talking about stuff so much, and I guess it's a contrarian aspect to me where it's just like when
No,
so many
yeah.
people like something and so many people are so voiceful about something that I'm like, fuck that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Like I was furious last night. Everyone tweeting about Yellowstone. I was like, are you guys pretending this show hasn't sucked the last 2 years? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are still watching this? And it was. I guess people everyone got on it late, so now they're like
Are they
jumping on-
realizing it's bad?
I don't know, no.
they're
but
jumping onto it
They're
now.
jumping
Yeah,
onto
that
it now.
shit stinks
Whereas like
now.
that show objectively stinks now.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe it comes back this year.
That's also
but
the curse of if you're like a little bit ahead on things, or you just have you're ahead on the internet. You're like you see shit first. By the time everyone else gets to it, you're like
The genius of HBO is they'll always end a show early.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
BBC's like that too. BBC never goes too long.
Yep.
Yeah, BBC, dude. Sherlock, they started. I used to love that show. The last season got a little weird, but they usually end a show right when they
on
need
time,
to.
man.
HBO, outside of Game of Thrones, they fumbled the ending, but if they didn't, they
It would have been the right amount
It
of
would have
time.
been the right amount.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad did it, but
Perfect.
then like Showtime will just drag a
Oh, my
show
God.
forever.
8, 9,
Dexter's
10
still on TV.
seasons.
I watched that in college.
Yeah.
And I heard the first 4 seasons of Dexter are fantastic,
best.
and then it goes down the fucking tubes.
That
Absolutely.
4 season with Lithgow.
I would love
I've heard
to
that.
hear like those writers who are like, we're done, man, and then they're
Yeah.
like, no, you're not. You know,
Yeah,
you look at that check,
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
all right, well, now he's got a superpower. Well,
Yeah.
whatever, fuck it, because the money is just like that's why I would love like some way to be like, if you could get your money in other ways, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you get paid for the script like up front or whatever, and then
You know
that's
what's
it. So
honestly-
that whether you do 4 seasons or 8 seasons, your money's the same because the money always makes you.
Honestly, probably a viable option. FTX, guys, for all your crypto needs.
Yo, that man, I don't know his real name, SBF or SFB, the head of FTX. There was
Sam. It's
SFB.
SFB, I think.
There was some articles about
Backman.
him that were just so funny, like this, like excerpts being like, after sitting down with him and interviewing him, I can tell, like, not only is he brilliant and not only is he like a trendsetter, but most importantly, like, he's so selfless. He really does care about
That's
others.
so
And then the next tweet was his fucking plane going to Argentina. I'm out. Peace. I stole $25 billion. I'm gone.
Dude, the best, the old take exposed of Mr. Wonderful was then Kevin O'Leary
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And he is he's on stage at some conference, and he's like, "My smartest investment I've ever made." I gotta give a little warning here. I am a paid spokesman for, and I have a shareholder of FTX. He's like, but I put my money where I know it's safe, and with Sam Backman, I think his name is. With Sam Backman, I know not only do I have a good person, but I have a man who both his parents are compliance lawyers. If my money's safe anywhere, it's with FTX.
He can't trust anybody.
It's like one of the
Bro,
clearest old takes exposed you'll ever see.
I could have
Fuck.
told you, man, that I don't need to sit down with a guy. Like, once you're that rich, you have to be about yourself
Yeah,
to get to that rich.
yeah. Well, that's where we sat down with Mr. Beast.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I heard his Rogan first, and I was like, yo, this kid is fucking incredible because he's one of those guys, but he's like legitimately on the spectrum. Legitimately
for sure.
doesn't seem to understand emotion, and I think that's for the best.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's like, well, I don't need stuff. I don't need
Yeah,
love.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he's just like this retard who's great at people.
Yeah, think
You
about
know?
it. Like, you don't need some stuff, or you don't chase after pussy, and haters and people chirping at you don't affect you. You're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do these fucking
I just
YouTube
love, I
videos.
want to be the biggest YouTuber ever. That's it. And
Yeah,
we'll keep
those-
giving away money. to get
But
out of
also,
it.
that is, I feel like that, and maybe it is because you're talking about the spectrum, but like I always think back to the line in, which I think was a real line delivered by Zuckerberg in The Social Network, when he's like, if you know me, you know money's not a big part of my life. And I thought that was so dope. And then it was like, oh, wait, eventually you just want to
Yeah,
live in a
yeah.
different reality. And like, now it got weird. Now you use that much money, and now it's weird.
yeah. Yeah. I heard Meta's failing, though.
Oh, it's like I forget what I read. It's like he's dumping like $1 billion into it a month, and it's just like, well, almost like we've talked about with Musk and with like Trump, where it's just like they don't even really care about anything else. They just want to be cool and liked. And I think Zuckerberg's like that. And like what's failing about it is he's trying to make himself the face of it, and everyone keeps seeing the fucking robot.
Nobody wants to
commercials
see
like
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
The Meta Zuckerberg, and everyone's like, Jesus Christ,
dude, every time
no, I want no
Zuckerberg
part of that.
talks to me, like through the camera,
You don't have
I'm
to look like yourself, though, right? So why doesn't he just make himself
Yeah.
look like Tom from
Look at
MySpace
that,
and we'll like
bro.
him?
No one wants to see that.
Dude.
Yeah, like,
and
just
also
make
like
yourself
if we're
look
being
like
honest,
Leo, whatever,
that
fucking-
does not look like that looks like a cheap video game.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not.
that's what
that's
meta
not
is.
something. Yeah, that's
you,
meta.
you put on like your goggles and you see that.
Yeah.
I think also the problem is that you got to put on fucking goggles.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go home and like put on a headset when it can be like a little like
My-
put on glasses. Maybe
My
I'll do it, but-
understanding from talking to people smarter than me is they know it's not good yet, but they know they're getting a head start. So they're
that's
going
my
to
thing.
lose money for a while,
I
take
think-
this PR hit for a while, and it'll eventually be
I
the
think
best.
anything that is truly revolutionary like that, like there's a whole, probably even like up to the generation before us is probably not ready for that. Like
Yeah.
even the young kids right now are probably not ready for it.
See, I
Because you
actually
grow
think
up-
of it like
you grow
that,
up,
like-
we don't. I don't think we can get it yet because it's so far out there, like where you're living in a different reality. So it's like, yeah, like 90% of the planet right now doesn't get what I'm doing, but I'm doing it for, for
That's actually probably why he makes it look so cartoony. It's like Joe Camel. It's like I won't get the kids.
Yeah.
I won't get the kids. Because I remember I was at my friend's house, and
that ain't good.
And he has 2 kids, and he had some friends over who had their kids over, and like 3 kids were just playing in the metaverse. They had their goggles on, and they were kind of just standing on the floor, like all playing. And I was walking like by them, and I just heard one kid. Let's say he was 6. I don't know the exact ages, but let's say he was 6. If I could spot his exact age, that'd be weird. He's a 6-year-old.
I can smell it on him.
He's 5 years, 10 months.
And he just says to no one out loud, just whispers it to himself. He goes, "Oh, I wish I could live in the metaverse forever." And I was like,
What?
and I heard that, I was like, "Oh fuck, dude, this is gonna get weird."
Yeah, why would you give your kids? They say don't give your kids cell phones, and you're gonna put fucking VR goggles on them at 6 years
Dude,
old.
we got Oculus, and just the like opening intro, they do this shit where like you can like slice a fruit and throw a ball, and just like it's like little geometric shapes. It's just the intro on how to learn how to use it. And my son was like, "Where's the Oculus? Where's the Oculus? I want to play with it."
Yeah.
He eventually fell off on it, but regular video games, just face buried in it, could do it for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
But I guess we were like that too, but it's just so much better and more accessible. Like our thing was always you needed a TV to play.
Yeah, dude, there's-
now that you can play Switch like fucking wherever you want. So
I've
it's
been
24 hours
thinking
a day.
about why the phone is such a problem, and it's because when I'm looking at something this close to my face and it's right here, nothing else exists.
Right.
The TV is 10 feet away from me, 8 feet away from me, whatever. People are walking around. I'm
Right.
aware. It's not
still
great.
in the world.
Yeah, it's not great, but there's something, and I can see
Yeah.
people around me. The phone is just me and this fucking thing, and that's it.
That's true.
Problems.
I get so mad when I see people walking on their phone.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I do
even if
that.
they almost like if I have to like move just a little bit, I'm like in my head.
wanna
like,
just fucking
I'm
shoulder.
like, get your fucking head up, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And then I look back at my phone.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Dude, I didn't know that number. He lost $100 billion in net worth this year. That's
Yeah, I
fucking,
think he dumped most of it into fucking Meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know. I mean, there's dumping, and then there's like I dropped
So
$100 bill.
I think that's just the stock price tanking, right?
Yeah,
So
'cause that's
if
the other
the
thing, it's
stock
not
price
like-
picks up,
Yeah, then it
he's
goes right
back.
back up, yeah.
Yeah. The only hope we have to get Zuckerberg out is Meta goes under, which would be hilarious. I mean, I'd be so happy.
Imagine if Zuckerberg like failed,
Yeah. Oh God.
like
I'd
he's
be
just
so
like a
happy.
destitute, like he's just on
Thrilled,
the streets.
dude, thrilled. I'd be thrilled. I would jerk off to that news president. This guy just fucking annoys me.
Yeah.
He is a very unlikable dude.
It's weird. I'll like pick my billionaire that I like, and it was Elon for a long
Elon,
time.
you an Elon guy?
The Twitter thing, I really from the beginning, I was like, I hope this is just a PR thing. He's just doing it. He's gonna back out of the deal. And when he backed out because there were bots, I was like, great, this is the best move. You tease everybody. It's a funny thing. It's a funny troll. But then when he actually bought it, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And then like AOC, who I don't even like, I really can't stand her, but she was just like bodying him on Twitter. You saw the shot she was taking?
Yeah.
It was so rough.
Well,
man.
that's also like what he was saying. Like that guy wants to be cool.
Yeah.
And no matter how much money you have, you're awkward. He's awkward.
Yeah,
you know.
he is
And but
awkward.
it's like you were already cool in your circle. You had those guys who called you the meme lord, and granted, none of those people were cool. But
Right.
whatever. In your realm, you are the fucking king of the castle. Don't come in over here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
yeah.
it doesn't matter how much money you have.
There
You're
is-
weird.
There is no one cool on Twitter. Like people who are trying to be cool on Twitter, you're not doing Twitter right.
Right.
And when you come on and you're like, yeah, I'm the guy now.
I'm
It's
the
like,
funny guy.
Guess what? What we do is we tear down on Twitter.
You like Twitter?
I don't.
you're not
I'm
really
always
active on
on
it,
it,
right?
but
You're on it?
I'll read like sports stuff or whatever for the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
part, or like articles that could be good for flagrant news, things that could be good for flagrant.
Right.
But I do not love it.
Do you
I,
like engage it? Like you tweet and reply?
Nah, here's
and, like,
what I think I've realized about a lot of these places. I get affected by negative comments, which is not great,
Yeah.
but I'm glad people have those spaces. But because I do get affected by it, I try not to look at my comments if I can, period, anymore.
Yes.
Because I'll get 1,000 good comments and, 5 negative. And I'll be like, oh, God, this is the worst experience. Why did I read this? And that's like 0.5%.
Yep.
If I got a 99.5 on a test, I'd be thrilled.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be beating myself up.
That is the most. If there's like one thing I think that I could change about myself, because it changes everything.
Yeah.
Is if you can focus on like the good and not the bad. But I think everybody's like human condition. Is,
My
like,
wife
the
has
bad
a
is worse.
great insight though, and some people are going to be upset by this, but she was like, think of all the videos you've watched, and how many times have you, as a healthy, functioning human being, left a negative comment
Yeah.
on them?
Right.
Maybe once or twice in your life. Maybe. I don't know if I ever have.
Yeah, never.
And I love hating on shit, but like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell this guy and like ruin his fucking. It's like it's there's like a mental illness to it.
Hating
you
is
did
different.
a great thing where you called your troll. I remembered that.
Yeah, that was great.
And he all of a sudden was like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. What was I doing? I'm sorry about that."
Yeah, that guy. He straight up. I gave him credit. He was like, "I'm dumb, man. It was stupid. I was just doing a dumb thing." I was like, "All right, well now this, the interview's over, I guess." Like, that's all I was looking to hear. I think there's a difference between like I'm a hater.
You were nice about that because I'd have been like, "You understand what a piece of shit you are, right?
Yeah.
Like you affect someone's day every single day, and you think that's just funny."
Yeah.
Like we talk about all this bullying shit, and you're a bully and a loser.
That's
Right.
what
So
I
you're
used
the
to-
worst of both worlds.
Right.
There was a time on Twitter where it was like at him, like if you're talking about someone, like people would reply like, "Why don't you add him? Why don't you add him?" I'm like, dude, do not ever at me with bad shit.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, fucking say you don't like me. That's fine.
Right.
I don't need to know it.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear about
That
it.
is the worst part about social media getting so big and like enough success where the shit you say about people gets back to them now.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that I'm like I want to be a troll behind someone's back, but it's like in the world of celebrity entertainment, sports, gossip, I like to give commentary and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to like get it at that person.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about it with you guys.
Yeah.
But now Adam, it's like, well, I don't want to like fucking, I don't even know if I could like ruin somebody's day on that level, but it's like I don't want to at them. I just want to talk with you guys.
That is,
You
yeah,
know?
and that is the
now-
thing. As your profile raises, you get aware of is, now there's a way for them to hear. We start and we're
Yeah.
just talking with our boys.
I hate that.
And when you're talking with your homies, you'll say wild shit because
Yes.
it's never going to get back to the
Right.
person and hurt their feelings. Then as your profile raises, it could get back to them.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
hurt them.
right.
And you have to be a little aware of like, I don't want to be a phony, but I also I wouldn't want to hurt your feelings in real life.
Exactly.
I'm just having some fun talking
That's
with shit with my
exactly it.
friends.
Because also when it gets back to them, it's not getting back to them with your clip. It's like,
yeah.
did you hear what so and so said about you?
right. And
They're
they're-
like, that's
and
not how I said it.
they
And like,
mischaracterizing
also they're
it.
paraphrasing it. Like
Or
that's
they
not
cut
no,
out-
it's not
take
what
it
I
out of
meant at all. You
context.
fucking asshole.
And even if I was probably trying to be funny and have a thing and entertain, and I didn't even think about. And now you have to think about like, yeah, these guys could like.
I hate that. I don't want to think about it,
Yeah,
man.
Larsa Pippen, I apologize for calling you Evil Pete Davidson.
Nah, I don't.
Some
for
people
that.
can get it.
I don't.
Some
for
people
that.
can catch it.
I want that bitch as far away from me as possible. She ruins lives. Larsa
Did you
Pippen,
ever
stay the
see-
fuck away from me forever, please.
Did you ever see when Dion had Brittany Renner come in and talk to his team?
Oh yeah.
That was probably, you can have all sorts of people come in and talk to a team of guys that might go pro or whatever. You got to have people come in and talk about their finances.
Yep.
You got to have people come in and talk about, how to stay safe and all that shit. Having Brittany Renner come in and talk to them might be the most useful like speech those
Yes.
guys are. Because the little bit I saw,
about?
just like don't get trapped by these hoes.
Really?
Like, she was
Yeah.
very. I'm pretty sure
She was like a
very-
scared straight.
Yeah, kind of.
Yes.
Yes. I think she was like, here are like my tactics, and here's how like I'm, because it was right when she. Who's the dude, like the young kid in the NBA who she just recently trapped?
Washington, I think?
Yeah, like just trapped him with a baby, and she was just out there, giving advice on basically scared straight.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure she fucked all of them afterwards. Like, this is actually my newest trick is to fucking get in there like that. But
I didn't. So Dion, again, I live in Dallas. He had like Prime Academy, which failed, and like he didn't really take any accountability. So I don't always love what he does. But that motherfucker is a way better coach than I thought he would be, and a way better recruiter than I thought he would be.
Dude.
because he is electric.
That Brittany Renner, to me, that was the smartest recruiting I have ever seen from a college football coach. And let me bring in one of the baddest bitches on earth and show how I'm helping my team. Even I believe he had good intentions, but like putting out that clip of after Offset got killed and he was like, yo, y'all can't go out. This is something you need to be aware of. It's not worth dying. He said all these really profound things and they needed to hear them, but he also put that online and it will help a lot of people.
Yeah.
But also the profile of Coach Prime raises and then you're like, yo, this guy might be somebody I want my kids to play for. And kids might be like, oh, this might be somebody I need to play for.
Dude,
he's a
unless
smart
you-
fucking guy with this.
If you are a supreme athlete that like you're gonna have all the attention on you just because you are one of the greats,
Yeah.
then like you go do your thing. If you're like a middle of the road dude, you're gonna get way more exposure rolling with Prime in Jackson State right now.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you could maybe go to a more well-known program, but you're still gonna be middle of the road. Or go over here. you're probably going to be like, big fish, small pond, and Dion's going to be there, and like you're going to know the name. You're going to that if you're looking to raise like your stock or whatever. That's the place to go.
I mean, they stole the #1 prospect in the country.
I mean, that's like
It's amazing.
From Florida State.
And I love that he's doing
from
it.
Florida State.
I love that he's doing. I hope he doesn't go to a big program because I love that the push you're seeing a little bit for like HBCUs.
Yeah.
Like one of the top recruits in basketball went to an HBCU or is talking about that thing.
Yep.
And I think that's so cool. And
It's
I think-
inevitable.
yeah.
He will eventually.
I think he was on
because-
60 Minutes recently, and my mom called me talking about it. I didn't see it. And he was like pretty upfront, where he's like, yeah, no, I'm doing this for now, but if there's another opportunity,
Yeah,
I'll take another opportunity.
eventually you gotta, you want to try to go because no matter how good he is, there's just certain limitations.
Well,
Jackson
what does
State
he
has,
need?
you
He
know?
doesn't need money.
No.
Have you seen that clip? And again, that's why I'm kind of like ambivalent on him. Have you seen the clip where he's like kind of like clowning that reporter who's like
Yeah,
talking
that was
to him
stupid.
with the white voice, and he's like, "Why are you talking to me?" And I get what you're doing.
Oh, that was dumb.
I get what you're doing. Like you're saying to this guy, you don't have to change who you are for anybody, but why you got to do it now during the interview?
Yeah,
Talk
put him
to
on
me
the spot
after.
and shit,
yeah,
yeah.
like what the
I
fuck
also
is
didn't
that?
think he was particularly like, "Good afternoon, Mr.
Yeah,
Sanders."
yeah.
Like he wasn't, It
Yeah,
was a pretty standard, like normal voice. There was really no reason to put him on blast like
Yeah.
that. The other one was when he wanted to be referred to as coach, and he was
Yeah.
like, "You wouldn't talk to Saban like that." And the guy just had like a million examples of
Yeah.
when he called Saban Nick instead of coach, whatever it was.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I also think Dion, he likes the fucking he spices it up.
Yeah, that's
but,
true.
But I mean, as far as I think one of the best things in life is having like the gift of gab and just being that. Like there are certain people, man, they walk in a room and it's theirs. They own it.
He was with Barstool. For
Still
a while,
is?
right?
Yeah, still
Still
is.
is.
Yeah,
Which I thought was going to be a way bigger deal. I thought like not Deion and stuff. I thought in a negative aspect. I thought he was going to get like a lot more, and maybe he does in Jackson, but like, or maybe because he wins, it doesn't
the
matter.
most part, yeah.
I thought it was going to be like, were you doing like Sunday NFL shows and coaching a football team?
Yeah.
But
doing
I've
in
heard
season I thought was going to be. I think the first year he was like it was out of season, and then in season he's still fucking with it.
He'll
yeah,
talk
because the
shit,
first
though.
year was
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
they ended up playing a spring schedule because of COVID, I think, right?
Right. Maybe that's what it was.
And
Yeah.
but yeah, I always say like I thought it was gonna be a bigger deal, but like we were just saying, the only negative stuff is like in your mentions usually.
Yeah.
So like I'll never know if people don't like something about someone, 'cause I don't
You're
read
avoiding
their I don't read their
Yeah,
mentions.
stay away from that shit.
Like who reads someone else's mentions?
Oh, there's weirdos out there, bro.
I'm curious.
I don't think anybody with anything they've got to do.
I have to
but-
remind myself, no matter how great I think this person is, their mentions are still, this guy sucks, this guy sucks. Like, my best friend in this business that I do the podcast with, Andrew, is a fucking rocket ship. He's ascending to like stardom. And it's amazing to see. And sometimes I'll get in my head, like, I bet Andrew didn't get fucking hate like this. And then I'm like, you know what? He probably does.
all the time, dude.
So just remember, no matter what you're doing, or how revolutionary the shit is or whatever, it's going to be a lot of people saying really unnecessarily strong things to you. So just try to chill and remember that. Again, these people.
both
there's
sides
something
of it
wrong
too,
with
though.
them.
Also, the people
Yeah.
who are like treating you like a god. It's like, well,
Yep.
don't feed in too much.
Yep.
to them
That's
because
why
that's
it's
when-
heroin. You just can't have
Yeah.
the fucking mentions at all.
That's why I try not to look at
there's the
comments
good
at all.
and
And
the
the
bad's
bad.
bad, fucking bad.
Yeah.
To your wife's point, I think I read once where it was like, and it was Yelp specific, but it was like, always remember when you're reading a Yelp review, it was written by someone who would write a Yelp review. And you're like,
Great.
all right, that's a good point.
That's
Great. That's funny. I remember I did a show on like a boat for like some Yelp people. It was in New York. Got free food, whatever. I was poor. I said, let's do it. And then I said to them, you know what's funny? It was like a bunch of their best reviewers, and I was like, I don't even respect professional critics. you guys are amateur critics for the MBDL for critics. Like, it's pathetic. What is wrong with you guys?
That's a great point.
One of the most popular clothing brands, in my opinion, the KFC Radio has ever worked with, Bearbottom Clothing. I wear Bearbottom all the time. Still, I get a shipment of T-shirts and long sleeve tees like every 6 months. I just refill my. It's like they're my staples. I get them in like black, blue, white, tan, whatever. There's like a green one, a red one. I got literally every color, and I get them in short sleeves and I get them in long sleeves, and they are soft material and they just go with whatever outfit I want. So I want to put on, a shacket over it or some corduroy jacket over it, wear it just with a nice leather jacket outside, whatever. I rock Bearbottom probably 4 or 5 times a week. I'm going into the office and I also can just wear them at home. Sometimes I'll come home and just pop on a Bearbottom because they're very soft. It's like that. It's full Barstool indoors approved. You guys know how I like to be soft and cozy with it. So it's made for comfort, but you can wear it anywhere with its low-key style. It's a staple for anybody who, you have like staple t-shirts, like you just need a white tee, a black tee, a blue tee. You just need those things. Get them through Bearbottom because they are the most comfortable and they don't shrink. Like you can run them through the wash, dry them, whatever, and they stay that same size and they keep that same comfort. Their biggest sale of the year coming up, obviously, Black Friday through Cyber Monday. That'll be 25% off, so you can get ready for that, and you get free shipping on your first purchase when you go to bearbottomclothing.com/KFC. So just give it a couple weeks. Don't go right now. Wait for a couple weeks. You'll get 25% off, and when you go to our URL, you go to bearbottomclothing.com/KFC. You also get free shipping. Do what I do. Just get like 10 shirts, and you're set for your basic wear. That's Bearbottom Clothing, BEAR bottomclothing.com/KFC. Yo, some of the clips you've been putting up, you've just been flaming, motherfuckers.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah,
Who was it recently?
That British guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated that guy so much.
Yeah, what was this story?
So this British guy comes to the show with his boyfriend. I'm in North Carolina. It's like during a hurricane almost. Like
that was so cool when you were like, we just care about the safety of like the crowd and all that shit.
And
like,
we did the show anyway.
Yeah.
And this guy comes through and he's just miserable the whole show in the very front row, which you are entitled to not find us funny. I would say, though, just leave.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be. If people leave comedy shows, it happens. We walk people, especially if you're saying, like, divisive things. And what I also didn't like is two more things. One, my opener was just trying to, like, talk to him to get him to warm up. And he was just a dick to the opener. Mm-hmm. And the opener can't destroy you because he has to worry about me. And if he flips the audience, I got to go do more work, whatever. Yeah. He probably could have done better too, but I'm not going to put that on him because you're in a little tenuous situation. Mm-hmm. Then I go up and I'm like talking to him a bit. And I remember vividly thinking, maybe this guy is just a little anxious because he's a gay British dude in fucking Raleigh, North Carolina, and he doesn't know if people are cool with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him for that.
So I started asking him questions, how you guys meet, and they say it was a hinge date. We, whatever. People start clapping, and I say, like, that's beautiful, man. People start clapping, and I say to the guy, who's still not really talking, I say, see, man, you don't need to be nervous about anything, scared about anything. These people, just because you're in the South doesn't mean. And then he cuts me off, and he goes, oh, I'm not nervous. And I was like, oh, so you're not anxious. You're just a dickhead.
Yeah.
That's your
like
thing.
The way he was sitting, too.
Yes. And it was smug. And then he would, like, roll his eyes in the middle of the show and be like, like just exhaling mad loudly. And I'm trying. You always notice kind of like the comments. You always notice the one guy that doesn't like you.
Yeah, 100%.
But the
whole room is laughing.
I can picture the girl in Phoenix right now. She was in my view the whole time. I was like, God damn it.
And it drives you nuts because you're looking at them, not laughing. Yeah. But you try as you do it more to be like, hey, let me not worry about this guy. Look at everybody else that's laughing. And it's a show that's going well. And so I've had shows where I'm like, this guy's right. But this show was going well. I'm like, don't worry about it. Do your jokes. Do your set. I'm done with my set. And as I'm done, I'm like introducing this like third part of the show. We're gonna do like a little question and answer session. And I see for the last 5 minutes, he's just looking at his hand, picking his calluses. Like, you don't have
at least
that
go on
many.
Your phone, bro.
It's not even gross. It's just you don't have calluses. You're a skinny fuck. I know you don't work out. Nothing's wrong with your hands. I think we edited that line. I said that because I didn't want to make fun of him because it feels a little bullyish to make fun of a skinny gay British dude for him. Right. So I remember thinking that in the moment. I don't want to pick on this guy, but I fucking don't like him and he needs to know it. And that was when I just snapped. And then my point was, you're so shitty. You made me hate the queen more. Like, I never loved her. I'm an Indian guy. Fuck the monarchy. Yeah. The reason my parents live here is y'all fucked India. But now I'm really glad this bitch is dead. Like, I'm so happy. And then I just fucking go at him. And it was like 10 minutes that we cut down to 5 of the best minutes. Yeah. And, like, again, I didn't say anything cruel to him. I made sure, like, I'm not going to I don't want you to walk away thinking anything except maybe my personality sucks. I don't want to make fun of your teeth or your whatever. I'm just like
I could, by the way, I could make a lot of fun of you.
Yeah, because then it's like you can't control that.
Yeah.
That was the one line I had that I cut for that reason. I was like, acting like you're picking calories. You don't lift weights. What the fuck are you talking about?
Did the boyfriend get involved at all? Or he was just like,
boyfriend knew. He was just kind of looking like, he's been shitty the whole hour.
Right.
And that's why I had the line where I was like, I bet he wouldn't do this to you if he paid for this date. I know you paid, just got how shitty he's been.
Yeah.
I had my wife do this to me. I pay for something and she not enjoying it. I'm like, bitch. You know
Put a smile on your face.
Yeah. Crazy. You're wasting our money by being unhappy. So we put the clip out, and then on TikTok, it goes fucking crazy. It gets like 9 million views in like a day.
Yo.
And then all of a sudden, I start seeing more and more comments of like, no, this guy's anxious. And I'm like, he says he's not nervous in the clip, but whatever.
Yeah, fuck you.
And then Lad Bible, which is some cuck British thing, they published the article and basically kind of write the article as if I just rage out at this guy for no reason. Sure. And you can have that perspective. I think they leaned that way and made it clear they leaned that way. But then I started getting all kinds of hate from British people. And then I was on Reddit front page, and the whole thing the whole title, if you look it up, it's like spastic shitty comedian loses his temper because someone laughs at his completely unfunny jokes or whatever. And then there's a deluge of like hatred. And that's where, again, one of these moments where you got to practice like...
Reddit is a place like... front page Reddit.
Yeah.
You can be on like little Reds.
No, Reddit
you on
is
the Reddit.
Toxic place. It's the most toxic place.
To me, Reddit is just like the internet. Like I know it's its own website and app and all that shit, but it's like to me it's just when they call it the front page of the internet, it kind of is. It's like where everything is born from in a way. So when you get on that, you get into the
it's an important thing. And again, that's where I don't want to look at the
goes on cringy rant.
No, it actually, if you look at the actual, like, there's another one that's, I can maybe even DM you since you record, or like text you after, because I have a screenshot that I texted Andrew. I was like, honestly, it's well worded. Like, it's alliterative. It's like really well. He did like a good job with the title. I gotta be honest. But
it is crazy too how much like a headline does affect a reader.
Yes.
Like you never, like I never really thought about that. I always thought that was kind of like an overstated thing. Like
it primes you.
Like, dude, like you just, whatever it says, you like right away, like okay.
I actually really like try to pride myself on like if I see something and I disagree with the headline, I'll be like, no, like that's wrong. You know what I mean? It's like you really should go into it with an open mind because there's always somebody with an agenda.
News, I try not to read headlines that are clearly biased.
Yeah.
But with entertainment, it's all emotion anyway. So who cares if the headline? I don't blame audience members for being led down that road.
Yeah, that shit's also fun too.
Yeah.
It's like there's really no,
And Lad Bible needs their clicks, so I'm not mad at them.
Hustling.
It just sucks that it's me this time. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, if you're on the internet long enough, it's like you take your turn in the blender,
Yeah, but it really blows my mind that people are offended that an Indian doesn't like the monarchy. Like,
right.
What
if there's ever anybody who's got the fucking right to not like it.
Yeah, and then I like looked up. I was like, maybe Queen Elizabeth, nothing bad happened under her reign, but there was a fucking genocide in Kenya, a propaganda war in Indonesia. There was a genocide in Malaya. It's like this bitch sucks. Even if she didn't know about it, you're a figurehead, so fuck the figure you had.
Yeah, you know what? It's pretty funny. It's like everybody else in the world. You can work for a company and you are responsible for everything that company does.
Yeah.
Or you're from a family and like you don't fuck with them, but you have that last name, so that's it.
Yes.
But in this situation, during your tenure, you might have not done all the things, so you're good.
If I'm the CEO of a company and I have a guy underneath me that robs billions of dollars, if the head of FTX didn't steal the billions and it was the number 2, it's the head of FTX's fault.
Yeah,
right.
Fuck that guy still.
Right.
You represent this company.
Right.
Fuck you. People can say fuck
the
Tom
crew.
Brady. This is your spokes. People can hate y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was pushing Exodus. I don't know how they're doing. I got no clue. My shit was in Coinbase. I tried to move it over, but the UI sucked, and that might have saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars.
There were a couple of times where I was like, I feel like I should probably use FTX since we advertise it. And I like same thing. I logged in. I was like, I can't even figure this out. Never mind.
So how else is shit going? Flagrant's good. Like
Flagrant is great. It's really blown up in a way that just like I didn't fully I don't even know if I was ready. Like I didn't understand being one of the biggest podcasts on earth.
It happened quick, I should say quick because you guys were doing it.
Yeah.
But like it went, you're doing steady growth, and then
Yeah, and I think COVID, we made the choice, and I don't know what y'all, did y'all do in person during COVID?
We did. We went home for like 2 months.
We came back way early, but like the very early stages.
Yeah.
We came back July 2020. We were back in the
Okay.
office.
Okay. Because I remember the call with Andrew, and I know I said it, and I think he was like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking." It was that weekend. That weekend where like everything shut down. I was doing a show in Canada, and I was like finally getting momentum with starting to sell out. It was amazing.
Brutal.
I had sold out the weekend, and then they canceled the Saturday show. And the Friday show, a bunch of people didn't show. So Friday, he calls me. He's like, "Yo, this shit is serious. They're like talking about shutting down New York. We got to figure out how to get you into America. What do you want to do with the pod?" And I'm like, "Look, there's actually a huge growth opportunity here. So I'm cool if you're cool." And then we come into the office, and he's like, "That's exactly what I was thinking." And obviously Andrew's always. Then he had his whole team there, and then he did the Netflix thing, which is fucking amazing. The rants. But like that decision to be in person when everyone else was on Zoom, I knew. Zoom just doesn't look as good. Yeah. So if we can be safe everywhere else and then come be in person and people who are dying for entertainment can watch us. Mm-hmm. And he obviously was ahead of me too. Like, I'm not going to act like it was my idea and I took the credit, but we both had this like understanding that was the opportunity, and that's when the momentum started going. And then as he's ascended, it's just kept going. And now I think my comedy's starting to ascend as well, and I think that's funneling into it a little bit. Yeah. And then Mark, who's on the team, is brilliant with like YouTube and knowing analytics and all that stuff, and he's super funny as well. So it's just like hitting this thing where it's like, oh shit.
That's exactly what Bert and Tom said too. That it was the pandemic in person. The fact that they kept doing it in person.
I also think though, like I bet if you guys did Zoom, I think the world just started looking for a lot more shit too. I think there's a lot more time to fill, and podcasts and things like that were on the one hand. I think we actually took a hit. Barstool was like so already kind of entrenched with podcasts and the internet. But so much of that is on commutes and at the gym and all that kind of shit that I think all of a sudden it was like I used to have like an hour built in for, this, and now I don't. But I think everyone's just like, I need more entertainment. I need something to do, more and comedy and.
We also didn't even really focus on YouTube until after that.
Right. Don't get fucking started on that. 10 years ago, Barstool told me we're not doing YouTube. I said okay. Whoops.
No, but you guys. I mean, look, you have 2 megapixel cameras in here. That's really, you guys are doing it. You got a whole setup. You got ring lights that Instagram influencers have on the
straight from Best Buy, baby. I think that was $79.95.
It's clear that Dave Portnoy has invested in the YouTube space. I mean, this is the the light right here. If you're selling Fit Tea that's gonna kill people as an Instagram influencer that's later gonna get flown out to the Middle East to get shit on by a sheikh, that's the light.
Did you see that New York Times article? I think it was recently. That was like, I forget if it was the Times or if maybe it was just a Twitter thread. I forget, but it was like, I have uncovered something that is really dangerous happening in Dubai. There are influencers going there, and they're getting golden visas. I think they're called. They're getting golden visas, and you guys aren't going to believe this. They're getting paid for sex.
It's like Epstein's Island to them. Like I'd heard about it. I thought it was a myth. Oh, it's so hilarious. Funny. God bless, dude. God bless these fucking.
Oh, let me
oil shakes.
We got we do like Am I the Asshole segment where we read through certain scenarios and decide who the asshole is. I think this one would be good for you. So, am I the asshole for being told to be for leaving after being told to be quiet at dinner? She is a 21-year-old girl. His boyfriend is 24. Boyfriend of almost a year invited me to dinner with his family, mom, dad, and 16-year-old brother. Never met them prior to that. The only thing I knew about them is that they're conservative and Christians, but lovely people. And they were. I got along really well with them before dinner. They were lovely and they were talkative. When it was time for dinner, my boyfriend's dad wanted to pray. After praying, he said something along the lines of, "Let us dig in and let the food keep us quiet." This is a pretty popular saying in our country. I don't know.
No, it's not.
Yeah. This mostly told to young children in school. All right, that makes sense. Like, shut the fuck up eating your food.
Okay.
My understanding of it is that it's always been that you shouldn't speak with food in your mouth or be extremely loud at the table. I wouldn't say a cultural thing, though. I dug in, took a bite. It was fish soup. Absolutely delicious. And, like a good guest, I wanted to compliment the cook. I said, "This is delicious. It's the perfect autumn soup." My boyfriend's brother looked surprised. My boyfriend's father hushed me big time, a really aggressive shh with a finger over his lips, and then said to me, "Let the food keep us quiet." I apologized because I thought I had accidentally spoken with food. But a few minutes passed and nobody said a word. Super awkward and weird, blah, blah, blah. My boyfriend was unusually quiet. After a few minutes, I was too weirded out and asked about their day. how nice it was that they invited me there. And then his mother did the shush thing. I think this is when it clicked. No speaking at the table at all. Let the food keep us quiet, really quiet. Super awkward. I couldn't deal with it. Imagine sitting at a table, 5 people eating soup, looking deadly serious. So I laughed, and it just slipped out. Ended up being told off by the boyfriend's parents that I was being disrespectful. So I thanked them for the food and left for the hotel. My boyfriend stayed.
This guy sucks,
Later,
too.
my boyfriend told me that it was an asshole move, that I should have just kept quiet or eat alone in the kitchen.
No, fuck that.
Dude,
fuck that. Fuck
dude.
that.
That is.
Oh, you know what she should do? She should go back there, eat in the kitchen, and be loud as fuck. Play music, just bass, bumping, explicit black music. They're gonna hate it. Black music will drive them crazy. Even if it's like jazz, they'll be like, oh, this is when they started getting rights. Oh, they're gonna fucking hate it. She did what that British guy should have done. She left. She did the right fucking thing.
Yeah, fuck that,
Go
man.
back, apologize, and be like, you know what? You guys are right. I like to make a little noise. I'm gonna be in the other room, and then just be so fucking be on the phone, FaceTime, laughing. Pull up a movie.
Like, yeah, I'm
on
with
your
my
iPad.
boyfriend's family. They're fucking insane. They're fucking nuts. They fed me fish soup first of all,
what is
which
that?
is fucking crazy. And now they're just sitting in the other room. Yeah, no. Can you hear? There's nothing going on in the background. They're eating dinner. They're all together in the room back there.
Yeah, that boyfriend got a man up too. I have fucked up before where like my mom was wilding and like I didn't defend my wife enough, and now she was my girl at the time, and I was like,
God,
yo,
is
you
that
can't
not
ever
the
do that
worst,
again.
dude?
That's a moment as a man where you got to be like, oh, if this is wifey, this is priority now, and you
Yeah.
got to man the fuck
Bro,
up.
it's the
You
worst,
can't-
though, where it's like, my mom's going to be so mad at me.
Yeah. But if they shush now, if my mom shushed my wife, I'd be like, hey, are you fucking mind?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, how about you leave? Like, you gotta learn, bro.
No, but there's some comments, you're the asshole. It's their house, their rules. Just suck it up and be polite.
Those people are giant
Yo,
pussies.
Yeah, dude. They're like, I speaking full on behalf of the giant pussies, I still would be like, yo, fuck this, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're crazy if you think we're just sitting here in silence. But particularly if you want to serve me a steak, we'll sit in silence.
Yes.
A soup, motherfuckers are slurping nonstop, dude.
Fish soup I gotta be quiet for? It's a shit food.
Dude.
Who's ever wanted fish soup? Have any
Fish.
of you? There's
Fish.
5 of us in this room. Anybody ordered a fish soup in their life at a
What
restaurant?
the fuck is
No,
a fish
I've never heard of fish soup.
This is and they're not inviting you over out of generosity. They're inviting you over to test you. So you
Right.
test them right the fuck
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, girl, good for you.
Yeah,
Fuck your man. That guy sucks.
My
Cheat
family
on him.
doesn't like you.
Cheat
Guess
on him.
what?
Feidelberg, you single? Clancy,
right,
you
baby.
single?
Dude, I'll get you some dinner, girl. No fucking fish soup
Hey,
over here.
yeah.
Dude. We'll go to Carbone, girl.
Yes.
We'll talk the whole fucking time.
Get fucking
You haven't been to
drunk. We'll
Carbone, you know.
motherfuck these people. I'll like their house. I don't give a shit, dude.
You and your girl are both same like heritage, same like background.
well, different religion. She's Sikh. I'm Hindu, but same.
Is that
It's
all
a
good?
bit of a thing, more for her than me, because I think I didn't even know the Sikhs had been like persecuted throughout history, so they have a certain sensitivity when they feel like, and my parents don't fully understand enough or like whatever. I didn't know shit,
Yeah.
so she's a little more sensitive about it than me. But both religions are very much like, we accept all faiths. We don't try to proselytize. We don't try to convert you. Like, this is a way of life. You can choose it or you can not. So for the most part, it lines up. There's little moments where it's a little bit like,
a little awkward.
but yeah. But I get where she's coming from. That also helps. It's like, I understand why. Once you understand why a person feels a way in a relationship, it's like, oh, that's way better.
Yeah, you're not being a dick. You're just
Yeah, this is where it's coming from. I
Yeah.
get it. I can understand that. If you
Yeah.
just see the thing,
Right.
like if somebody got killed for talking at a table, maybe those parents would have a good idea.
Right,
Like
right.
if they grew up in a time 8 years ago where you get beheaded for speaking at a table,
It's like, this is
then I get your
that's-
rules. If not, you're a fucking
just a
psychopath.
dick.
Psycho.
Yeah.
It's also like just when I learned it was like Christian. I'm like, oh, that's my thing, and I've never heard of this.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
means it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like I've never heard of this once in
It's
my life.
wasp. It's not Christian. It's wasp.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's
Waspy.
just white people assholes. You know what I mean? That's just fucking.
I want to know.
Let the food speak for us. Is like I don't know why it makes me mad.
Yeah, and the husband saying it, you didn't even cook. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, if the mom said it, I'd be like, maybe she just thought she put her foot in it so hard that like the food. Let's just enjoy this food that I slaved over. The husband.
Also, what
You
she
did
said though
nothing.
is the point. Like that's what they say to the little kids. You don't say it to me. I'm
Yeah.
a fucking adult.
I'm a grown-ass
You tell the
man.
kids to be quiet.
For you, girl. I bet your
yeah.
boyfriend doesn't listen to this. He's probably listening to NPR. Fucking fuck.
You got any voicemails, Pavs? We're gonna run through a couple voicemails. You got time?
Love it.
Yeah, okay.
I got all day.
Okay, cool.
I'm here with the boys. Yo, Caroline's this weekend. Come through. I want you all there. Let me know what shows you want to come to.
there. 100%.
I'm there. 15th through 17th. Wait, 17th through 19th.
The weather's turning. Winter is almost here. And I know, it's hard to stay active. I don't stay active during any season, but, if you're one of those people who get outdoors and you like to run and walk and the winter comes, it's not so easy when the weather drops, right? Temperature drops. That's why you got to get the Allbirds Mizzle collection. Sounds like something that like Snoop would be pushing. Shizzle my mizzle.
This is a mizzle, dude.
Designed for those who don't take snow for an answer.
Boom.
Nailed it, Allbirds. The Mizzle features built-in puddle guards that keep the winter wonderland where it belongs, not inside your shoe. With Allbirds, you'll enjoy added comfort for treading lighter on this planet. They were built using premium natural materials with a low environmental impact. Allbirds puts the carbon footprint right on the shoe so you can see the difference it makes, and they offset that footprint to zero, making their mizzles completely carbon neutral. So this does not affect the environment in any way, and it keeps you protected from the snow and the low temperatures this winter. Go get them now. They're comfortable. They're stylish. I've rocked a pair before that as a sneakerhead, like, you can recognize them. You know what the Allbird looks like, and you can get your pair now. Go to allbirds.com, ALLBIRDS.com. Discover your perfect pair at Allbirds today. Get that Mizzle collection.
Hey boys, first of all, I was at the LA live show, so shout out for coming out to LA. It was incredible.
Look at you.
That guy, yeah.
So for my job, a big part of it is I cover people's vacations for a week. So my question for you is, for a week, if you had to cover one podcast, what would be your number one choice and your last choice to cover? For example,
Cover
What does he mean
vacations?
covers vacation? Like he works for someone like while they're on vacation?
I guess he's like, like taking pictures or whatever, like a journalism sense, I assume.
Or is he saying he fills it? Like
He's a substitute.
I cover for you at work. Like I covered your shift.
Oh, he's a substitute?
But
okay.
in any field?
In any field.
That's.
No, I'm assuming.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I've never heard.
Can
of
I
it.
call?
think that's what
Can
he's
he
saying.
cover this podcast? Can I go on vacation for a week and you do? You do
That's what I'm saying. That would be so fucking funny.
Oh, this is actually good though,
Yeah.
because the podcast. I mean, your first thing is Rogan because he gets the biggest guests in the world. But you're like, yo, fuck, I got to do 3.5 hours of like really good interviewing. That's a lot of pressure.
All right, fucking
Bro, I
get
get like 3 questions. Like, what's your name?
Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about? And Rogan remembers. He like retains information incredibly, insanely well. I don't.
No.
So I'm just gonna ask you questions for about an hour and then be like, all right, I think we're both done, huh?
I'm gonna have to ask this guy what exactly cover means, because you can only be so good at so many things.
Yeah, right.
You can only cover, like I couldn't cover for a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
But if I had
Usually
to cover a
you have a
podcast,
specific field you work in.
What did he say he
He
covered?
just has like those
he just said I cover for people while they're on vacation.
Oh yeah, probably some blue collar shit, right? Like
I would guess so.
I was at the LA live show. So for my job, a big part of it is I cover people's vacations for a week.
cover people's vacations.
I mean, that to me maybe means like I work in construction and then I bop around to other fucking every site that has a guy missing. You know what I mean? Like I'm like a utility man. You know, like you plug me in wherever.
Right, I'll play second base. I'll play left field.
Yeah,
Doesn't
but
really
I would
matter,
imagine it's within one
field.
realm. Yeah, because otherwise it's just like
You can't
I
just
can
call
do
up
everything.
like a kindergarten teacher. Like, look, I'm hitting the Maldives. Yeah, right. A teacher hitting the Maldives. Let's be serious. I'm going to Toledo for the week.
If I had to cover for one podcast, though,
I want to say Pivot, because they get fucking this sports podcast with the best athletes all the time.
What's Pivot? Who's that?
It's Ryan Clark.
Okay.
Fuck, I can't remember the other guy's name. Starts with a J. He was a linebacker for the Dolphins. He's good. But anyway, it's like athletes
you
speaking
want those,
candidly.
you want those athletes.
But they'd also look at me like, what's this little dork doing here?
Dude, I actually don't really. We get the opportunity a lot to like interview athletes, and we don't really do it very often because I think a lot of times, like, I mean, obviously we like when in comparison to when we have comedians on, it's like, all right, well, they're not that funny, and like
to me,
they're also like. I've noticed that there are a lot of athletes who have personality, tons of them. But I think a vast majority of them are like, dude, I'm not gonna fuck up my money because like my money isn't in being
candidly.
Yeah.
If they
it's
are
not being entertaining. That's not what makes me money. It's about being fucking super talented and shutting my mouth is what makes me money. So like, I'm
if
not
you
gonna
can
come on
get
and fuck
them
around.
to open up, is that
BMT obviously does it, and they're very good at it. And they've become friends with a lot of them. But when we have like an athlete, it's like our first time meeting them. It's kind of like, all right, this is I don't know, kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's I mean that generic shit drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So wait, so you spoke to Izzy right after the loss?
Yes.
That's
it was
first of all, that's wild to be like, on that level where it's like he's probably not looking to talk to many people. And I mean, you guys have been talking with him since before he was even,
dude, it was cool.
Stylebender,
He came in 2017 and we were talking, and he's been so confident and not. It comes across to some people as cocky, I guess, but if you meet him, you're like, no, he's just very self-assured.
gotta
And he
be
just
in that
knew
world,
this is
bro.
what it was going to be. He's seen it the whole time. He didn't see losing, but once he lost, he was like, okay, well, this is part of the journey.
Yeah.
And the loss was kind of cool, I think, because a lot of people started to love him again. Whereas before, he was like too good, so you started to hate him.
Yeah.
Well, when you never lose, and let's be honest, some of those title retentions weren't like the most exciting fights. So it's like
because he's a counterpuncher. So if you're not swinging, it's not much for him to do.
Right. So you pay some money and you don't get an exciting fight, and that kind of shit plays into it. And then nobody likes to root for the guy who always wins every time.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you get plus. I don't feel this way, but there's enough people out there saying that was an early stoppage, so you get a little wiggle room there to be
Dude, as a guy who cares about him, I was like, I would much rather an early stoppage and save his fucking brain. I know he hates that.
I
but
saw there's a screenshot like right before he jumped in, and his head is forward. And I mean, the next one, whether it was a knee or a foot or a fist, like the next one was gonna be ugly. So
and he was like, look, he got me, and I know I can get him, and he got me. This motherfucker did it to me again because that's what happened last time.
But if you are in the mindset he is, like that's the story, right? It's like you got to get through this guy.
Yeah.
He beat you over here, he beat you here. Like the next step is to win it back from that guy who that's got to be that's the end of the movie or like the big moment in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. And it was so cool that he saw that because I was so affected watching. I never watched somebody fight that I cared about as a person. And I'm like, we're not like homies, but we have a lot of love for each other. And I'm like,
you were there or
no. I should have been, but I had Madison. I had the show, and the shows were fucking great, so I don't really regret it. But like, I was watching, like, I remember in the round 5, I saw this guy. He looks like Sagat. Like, he's a fucking monster Thai kickboxer. Well, he's not Thai, he's Brazilian, but he looks like that. And I was like, dude, in round 5, I was like, please, Izzy, just fucking live. Just dodge and live.
Right.
And he said what happened is he got hit. They were both kicking each other's legs, and he got hit in the perineal nerve of his.
That's that shit.
And he's like, I couldn't like lift my foot. And I don't know if you remember if you saw the fight. He like stumbled backward and like somersaulted in a really fucking cool way. He said, I actually tried to plant my foot, but it just wasn't there. So I fell.
I think the only time I ever recognized that, because I don't know shit about fighting, and like
Same.
the only time I recognized it was it Poirier versus McGregor?
Yeah.
The Poirier was just hammering it.
And when
just,
it
like, couldn't
goes,
step on it.
you're
Like,
done.
Yeah.
Like it's.
And as a non-fighter, when I think of fighting, it's like punch someone in the face.
Yes.
And like you never think about like working the body, hitting the liver,
Let me hit you
like,
in the nerve in your calf
places
because
that
then you're never gonna
take
walk
away
again.
your ability to fight me rather than just knocking you out.
I feel like as MMA has gotten bigger and I've paid a little more attention to it, I've heard so much about those calf kicks.
Yeah, and he said this one was a super specific spot
Yeah.
that he was working on it, and then he sensed it, and he was smart. He gave I forget the other guy's name already. Pereira. He gave him credit. He was like, yeah, he did that. It was smart, but it just it was that one specific spot.
You know what though? That's the difference right there. It's like we don't even, not to take away from that guy. He's the champ and all that.
Yeah.
But like this game is also about your presence and your persona, and it's like he'll be back, bro.
Yeah, he'll be back, and
you'll be just fine.
I felt like so happy to see him handling it with such grace and such confidence and self-assurance that he'd be back. And
Dude,
we'll
he
get the
was
rematch and
very
all
cool in the post game. Like he had a fur jacket on.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, man.
and he was like he wasn't salty because it could have been really disappointing. But understandable, but disappointing if he was like, yo, that guy got lucky, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
not giving
I hate
up
that
credit.
shit.
But
Yeah.
he made him so much more likable to be like, hey, I got, it happens. He deserved it. I'll be back, and I'll get him next time.
Yep.
But he got me this time, and he deserved it.
Yeah.
And I could have done things better, but he got it.
And that's the way to keep like fans and win new fans. Is
Yeah.
when you do like when McGregor always kind of like, diminishes the opponent. All that's just like just be cool, man.
Yeah, you hate watching it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
I almost think too like that there's a certain like a success you have to get to where you can be like, I'm cool losing. Like it happens. It reminds me of, I mean, you were telling me once about like Sal Vulcano was on some podcast just being like, just openly admitting like, it's like, yo, for some reason tickets just aren't moving in San Jose.
Yeah.
Whereas like you have to get to a level of success before you can admit that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Where you're like, where you're pretending everything's a sellout and everything's this massive show,
Yeah,
and
it's like
where
something's
you're just being like,
working,
yo,
something's
like I don't know, just it's not moving there right now.
Yeah.
Like the confidence and the success you have to just be like, Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't work tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
Is like,
Early
pretty
on,
cool.
you got to do the smoke and mirrors thing.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
If I'm 5 tickets short of a sellout, it's a sellout.
Yeah.
Bro, 5?
What are we talking about? Let's round up. 10? Yeah, sure, round up.
50, 100, 50% full. We'll round to 51 and round up.
That's how rounding works.
It's more than half. All right, let's go next one.
What's up, guys? So, little background. I've had shoulder surgery twice on my left shoulder, right? And a couple years back, I woke up one morning and, just decided to casually jerk off, right? And so, hand behind my head, start going to Pound Town, right?
It's a little too intimate.
Just as I get close,
Why?
shoulder dislocates
Oh!
behind my head. And my first instinct was to yell for my mother.
What? You're jerking off?
Get in here. And
What, dude?
as soon as she was I heard the footsteps coming down the hallway, and as soon as she was about to walk in, I realized the situation and just yelled, no, do not come in here. So my question for you guys is, what is the most, I guess, ridiculous injury or most ridiculous injury you've ever
I can
sustained
sort of
during
relate, not the
sex
masturbation
or
part.
jerking off?
Dude.
I've had the same thing, just not with masturbation. I had
That didn't go. That went way better. I was like, the camera angle was like the full thing. I was like, oh, this
Guy's
is
gonna take his dick
a
out.
lot right here. Ended up being incredible.
So
Oh, by the way, to answer your other question, I would go 2 bears.
the fill in the podcast.
Yeah.
Too bad.
That's great.
Birds mentioned that before, and I think
I
probably
think that might actually happen.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Oh yeah, bad friends with Santino and Bobby Lee would be good.
Oh yeah.
Who would you want to be on with?
They're
do you wanna
both
fill in
great.
for?
They're
Yeah.
both great. I love. I love about Santino is he's so comfortable in his own funny, and I feel like I can be a bit of a chameleon.
Is always
Yeah.
like, it's never serious. He's always clowning.
And
He's always coming up with just
he's always
ridiculous
him.
shit.
He's never
Yeah.
like. I feel like I'm a chameleon, and people will rub
Me too.
off on me, and
Me too.
I'll adapt. Santino, I love that he's just him, and it's funny, and he's
Yeah, no
comfy.
matter
in
where
it.
he goes. I think sometimes being a chameleon is like kind of the way to do it, though. It's like, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like I'm on your show or at your thing.
Yeah.
Like
But I think I would rather do Bobby Lee because we're both kind of more like silly and upbeat, and it'd just be a frenetic thing.
I
just shitting
I
on
would
each other.
definitely rather do Cheeto because last time I spoke to Bobby Lee, I promised him I'd smell his penis. So I never want to see Bobby
I
Lee
don't
ever
know why
again.
that happened. But he was like, my dick smells. And John was like, I bet you it doesn't. He was like, no, it does. And he was like, if you're ever here, you're going to smell my dick. He was like, deal. So if you ever meet Bobby Lee, bro,
I just never want to see
down.
Bobby Lee ever again.
Yeah, he'll show you his dick. You'll find a way.
He really will. I have had multiple shoulder surgeries too. At one point, I was like basically in between surgeries, so it hadn't been fixed yet. It was loose as fuck. It popped in and out all the time, and I was drunk. Came home and I was playing with the dog, and he was like jumping on me, and we're laying. I did the same thing. I put my arm back, and it popped out. And it would not. And usually, I was at the point where it was so often, I would put my arm down, I would hold it against my leg, and I could just like pop it back in. Really, it was so loose. It wasn't even really painful. It was just, but this one just wouldn't go back in. So, me and my girl at the time, we were like hammered, and I'm like, we have to like call the fucking ambulance or whatever. So these like paramedics, whoever, show up, and I'm hammered drunk. I mean, we were like blotto, bleary eyed, and I was like, hey fellas, and they were just like, you dumb asshole, but it was stuck. Oh, it was brutal. But I'd still rather that than my dick in my hand that I'm at my mom's house.
Yeah.
So that's the most precarious situation ever. I mean, at that
What's
point,
the horse situation like at these live shows for y'all?
What's that?
What's the horse situation like at these live shows for y'all? I don't know how I didn't think of that earlier. I didn't even fucking cross my mind. I don't know how. I'm a married man. I'm not looking at nobody at my shows. But
Bro,
if I was
the horse
single, I might be out there looking for these silhouettes.
We get a surprising amount of girls, but it's very often
Our LA show, it actually sounded like more girls brought their boyfriends.
Yeah.
We were like, are any boyfriends, any girlfriends here got dragged? And it was like a little woo. And they're like, are there any boyfriends here who got dragged? And there was like a louder
good
roar
amount
for
of
that.
guys being like, taking
But like,
pictures with us.
also
we
like,
had never
fuck
heard your
them.
show, but
Get them out of here.
Well, yeah.
Come with your girls
we don't
tonight,
want that.
dude.
Yeah, bring more chicks.
Yeah, you should just find the newest relationships and then ruin them.
That's what we've been doing on the show usually
Fish
when
soup
they ask
lady.
for help.
Fish soup.
Yeah,
Where do you live?
Every relationship advice we've ever gotten, we're like, just break up with them. Just fucking dump them.
This is for
boy or girl,
sure.
just fucking dump them.
No, don't break up with him. Cheat on him. It's a very specific request.
I'm not looking for anything serious, so
Yeah.
you keep your boyfriend.
No, he deserves to be cheated on, that guy.
Yeah.
But you guys, that's what's really wearing you out is you're not, taking down
Dude,
these
some
sluts.
of them are
We've talked about before, so way back in the day, I worked, like when I first started at Barstool, like 2011, I worked on this thing called the Barstool Blackout Tour, which is we would fucking travel the country with like this fucking blackout light setup. It was like when EDM was hot, so we were playing like EDM music at all these colleges, and people would be like, "You must be fucking cleaning up out there," and the truth is, I wasn't, because one, I drink too much, so like, I'd always just be like, "I'm too drunk to fuck. I don't
You
give a
prefer
shit."
drinking to sex, though, right? That's like your
Oh
thing.
yeah, big time, big time. Yeah.
That's right. That's your thing.
And then,
I don't believe. I truly think he's lying to himself,
crazy.
but that's fine. I can't convince you otherwise.
it's just it's the same thing we talk, like go diving into comments. Like, what if it goes bad?
It's a severe lack of self-confidence.
Drinking
Yes.
never goes bad for me.
You know what I
Drinking's
wish I knew? And I started to realize this, and I think that's how I got my wife. But if they say no, it truly means nothing. It means nothing.
Are we
no,
sure we
no,
wanna
not
say
in
that?
that sense. No, it means nothing about you.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's clarify that.
There you go.
That's
Big
the
time clarification.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, dude. Whoa.
Yeah, fuck. No, not at all. If they say no, you respect their no, and then you move on to someone else because someone else will say yes.
Yes, that is true.
Bro.
The rejection thing is such a. I wish I was. People ask the question, like, if you could go back and tell your younger self something. I always say I would tell my younger self, or tell my son, like, the fear of rejection is the stupidest thing. It will stop you from doing so much.
But I
shit.
know it's stupid.
But then even a step further of like, so let's say you get over the fear of rejection and you do it and it goes poorly. Then, but also fuck that. Like you said, like, okay, she said no. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You're not gonna go on that date, or you're not gonna get the hook up, and you just go to the next one. Like, that is a blip. That is a grain of sand in a fucking desert. Who cares?
Failure is the key to success in anything you do. There's nothing. You guys had so many shitty podcast episodes early.
Yeah.
Might have had other like iterations of this
Absolutely.
thing. You wouldn't have got here if it wasn't for that.
1 Minute Man was what made me realize that. I did 1 Minute Man in like 2017 on Facebook with like, different setup and a different look, and it popped on Facebook. Then Zuckerberg changed up the algorithm, and it wasn't doing as well. So I was like, all right, I'm not doing that anymore. Waited around, COVID came around, then it came back, and it was like, oh, at the time I thought of that as a failure. By the time it was on Instagram, I was like, that was never a failure. That was just kind of waiting like dormant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
By the way, you talk about just changing the algorithm, which like, isn't what happened. It's just they stopped lying. Facebook skates for that. Where like they completely fucked
it was
the
like-
landscape of media by lying.
Right.
It
And
was
then
like they were just
then they
making up
went
the
back to-
numbers.
yeah.
And then
So
everyone
that was
and
actually
then
the real one.
Every
yeah.
fucking network fired all their writers. Everyone pivoted to video, and then Facebook was like, "Oh yeah, my bad. Like that
wasn't real.
None of that was real.
Oh,
Like, that was
no.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's being on these platforms. It's like it's going well, but
Yeah.
they decide to switch it up.
Yeah.
You're fucked, right?
Yeah, you just got to find a way to sell tickets at the end of the day. That's
Right.
the live
Right.
shows
For
and-
real. That's why it's
And
that's
audio,
the only tangible thing.
Yeah,
is
audio.
like-
To be fair, it's like they're not really relying on numbers for audio because nobody's been thinking about it.
They were for a while.
well,
They-
it depended on who you were. Like we were with certain networks that like were quadrupling numbers. Like we would get numbers back, and they'd be like, "You guys, this is early on. There was like 600,000 downloads," and I was like, "Bro." No, we're not. Because like we were at the point like no one's recognizing us in the street.
Podcast
no one's
one.
doing anything.
I don't have his numbers, so I can't tell him this directly. But we did an episode with Michael Irvin, my favorite episode ever to this day. He's amazing.
Yep.
He's so much funnier than everybody realizes. He's so much bigger than
clips were
just
unbelievable,
football.
yeah.
I watched the whole episode. It's fucking amazing. And I heard his podcast before that on Podcast One, and I was like, these guys are doing you the biggest disservice. The audio quality's not good. They don't give a fuck. They're not understanding. They're like having you talk about X's and O's, and you know that, but you're way more interesting than X's and O's.
yeah.
Oh, I hate X's and O's.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can get fugazi with it,
Yeah.
if you want. But yeah. Wait, so where were we?
Injury.
Injury
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I've never
your
been
most
injured.
precarious.
I got my ass licked by a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. That's fire. What was that like?
It was like
Put some peanut butter in there?
It
Yeah,
wasn't
butter
actually
pound?
even like my ass. It was like he probably got more balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally,
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
got you.
It was a big
Was
beefy
it a
dog.
big dog?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's huge dog.
So you got like a big,
like a
so
fat.
it wasn't like a little
fat
like
bulldog.
chihuahua. You got like a big lick, like a.
It was just like
Oh,
it was like I don't know. He thought I was like I get it. Like I don't know why he licked me instead of bit me. Like he thought I was like fucking
Well, you know, because they like
fucking
dogs like to
fighting
get
his
up in
owner.
there,
Like
man.
he didn't
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, dogs are perverts, man.
Yeah,
Dogs.
yeah.
You have a dog and you live with a girl, they are always up in underwear and always up in crotches and shit.
Yeah.
Dogs love pussy more than guys. It's crazy.
But I don't think I've ever suffered an injury at all.
I once I've told the story before, but I smashed my girl's mouth. We were like kind of switching positions, so she was on top and I picked her, tried to smoothly do a transition.
Yeah, I'm not strong enough for that.
And I put her down to be on top, and she bounced off the bed, and I wasn't strong enough to kind of prop myself up, so I headbutted her lip.
Oh shit,
Bro,
dog.
the sound it made to this day haunts me. It sounds like when a watermelon hits the pavement. It was like this squelching smash. And I thought for sure she was gonna have like no teeth. Like I rocked her. It hurt my head and it hit her mouth. And by the grace of God, somehow it was just her lip. And she's starting a job the next day.
Oh, fuck.
And this thing was one of those, like, it blew up right away. Sometimes it takes a little while for a bruise to come out or for swelling to start. Right away. So she was like how's it look? And I was like, it's fine. It's fine. And I don't know. I swear to God, man, like, God was shining down that day. We went out, actually. We went out to, like, a little wine bar. And she just, like, drank. And we had, like, wine and cheese. And she just put a ice cube on it for, like, hours. And it just, like, fucking went away. I mean, it was like a little swollen, but I was like, man, somebody was shining down on me that day, because if she was walking into a new job with that lip because I tried to be fucking, Fabio, it would have been a problem.
That's the
dude.
worst part of those things where you fuck up with your wife. She's gonna remember it forever. And
Yep.
I fucking hear about this every 6 months.
Forever.
Oh
Yep.
God, dude, this is unbelievable.
And it's also a good lesson, like, those things you watch on the internet, man, that's not real life. Don't try to do that shit. Don't try to mimic, Don't try to be like those guys who are professionals. You keep it right here. It's like in fucking Hitch when he's teaching them to dance.
Yeah.
You just go side to side. Like, you just keep that. Stay in your wheelhouse, man.
that's good.
All right, last one. What we got? Holiday season is here. That means you got to get your girl some jewelry. It's tried and true. It never fails. Don't get creative and
Holiday season,
weird with it.
proposal season too, right?
Yeah, well, that's that's a lot. There's a lot of guys out there who say, I promise I'll propose by Christmas.
And then
Christmas is coming, dude.
Yeah, you always push it to deadline day.
Right, yeah, and then you can
Who
get
who makes a trade fucking a week ahead of the trade
right,
deadline? Nah, you do it at 3:30.
4:59, yeah, right at that last minute. Maybe you can even push it till New Year's.
I thought deadline was at 4:00.
Yeah,
Is it five? I thought it was a weird time. I didn't think it was end of business. I thought it was 4:00.
Whatever.
Could be wrong.
Either
Who knows?
way, you got your
That's what my
deadline
dad
set.
proposed, is what I'm getting at.
At the finish line, right at that final possible spot, you got to pop the question, and you can get your engagement ring over at Blue Nile, the largest selection of independently graded diamonds. Blue Nile has helped millions of couples create the perfect engagement ring. They let you choose the shape, the size, the setting, the clarity, all of that. You can also get regular jewelry where you can, every little like pendant, bracelets, whatever it may be. They've got you covered from big to small and everything in between. Along with jewelry experts on hand 24/7 that are available through phone or chat to help you get a memorable gift for every budget. Me and Feidelberg both got engagement rings from Blue Nile for each other, not for anybody else.
right.
But we got
Because we got each other the same bottle of whiskey for Christmas, so we had like, well, I gotta get married
we're
now.
basically married. So we got rings delivered. Very sleek, very cool. So whether it's for the man or the woman, whoever it is in your life, get Blue Nile just like we did. So make that moment sparkle with Blue Nile. Head over to BlueNile.com, BlueNile.com. Code Kevin. Save $50 on your purchase of $500 or more. That's BlueNile.com /code Kevin at checkout for $50 off your purchase of $500 or more.
What's up, fellas? So I got a little story leading to a question for you. A couple weeks back, I was on my honeymoon in Jamaica, late night, getting it going in bed. I don't know if it was the 9,000 rum runners I had throughout the day, or if I'm really just that fucking stupid, but after I was done, for some odd reason, I stood up on the bed. And when I stood up on the bed,
Oh shit.
I got absolutely fucking rocked in the head by a high-speed ceiling fan. Like, enough to fucking knock me out for a second. So not only did I get knocked out for a second, but as I was falling, I was conscious enough to be like, oh, fuck. I'm going to land on my rock-hard dick right now. I sure fucking did. No. So, I'm laying there like, I think I just broke my dick. Maybe I have a fucking brain bleed. I'm like, if I have to go to a fucking hospital, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, do they even have hospitals here? Like, I was talking to a local earlier in the day, and he said that doctors prescribe fucking coconuts with lime mixed in them for high blood pressure. So I'm like, if I go to the hospital, are they going to understand me, sex-related injury? Are they going to tell me to drink a coconut and go home, I'll be fine? So that got me thinking. I used to think that going to a hospital in my hometown would probably be the fucking worst to go to with a sex-related injury. But now I'm thinking that a different country might be the fucking worst. So I want to hear from you guys. Where do
You always want to be in a hospital in a first world country.
Yes,
That's
yes.
I was in Jamaica 6 months ago. Thought I was having like a medical issue, and for 2 days was just having a panic attack, being like, oh my god, like this, I can't believe I have to go to a hospital here. And I just kept waiting it out, being like, is it gonna get better? Is it gonna get better? Is it gonna get better? And I flew into Nashville because we were there for Comedy Fest.
Yeah.
And the moment I landed in America, everything was better. And I was like, oh, it was a panic attack.
Yeah.
Okay, it was an anxiety about it. We're fine. But I've gone to a hospital in the Bahamas once with my buddy, where he was very sick, and he just like couldn't swallow, all stuff. We were in Harbor Island, which is like a tiny little island in the Bahamas. Like there aren't cars on the island. People drive golf carts. Like it's like a mile long or some shit like that. And he's like trying to get better, and nothing's happening. And then he reaches his hand in his bag. We've been drinking all day. Reaches his hand in his bag to get a shirt or whatever. Accidentally hits his razor and slices like his wrist hand area open. And because we're all fucking drunk, it's bleeding like a motherfucker. Like it's just dumping blood. So we get in the fucking golf cart, take him to the hospital or the doctor's office. Again, it's a tiny little island. There's no hospital. Take him to the doctor's office. We're pounding on the door. It's locked. It's like midday, right? And then a neighbor comes out and they're like, "Oh, are you looking for the doctor? They're not here today. I'll go get him." And so they go can't find the doctor. They come back with a nurse.
The doctor's like delivering the mail too.
Right. They come back with a nurse. The nurse unlocks the door, puts us in like one of the not operating rooms, fucking whatever you call it, like waiting room. Not waiting room,
but like the room.
Exam rooms. And so we're sitting there, and he's got towels wrapped around his shit, and bro, at the sink in the fucking in the exam room is like a red stained towel. And my buddy keeps joking around with me. He's like, dude, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna fucking rub that all over your face. And I was like, you shut the fuck, because we're drunk. I was like, you shut the fuck up and sit down and just shut up until the fucking nurse gets here. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna get that and rub it all over your face. And I'm like, dude, like it's sitting there like we're in a fucking like we're in a mechanic shop, and it's just like the oil rag sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck? And the nurse finally comes in. And she walks right to that towel, grabs it, and comes to him. He's like, "Get the fuck away from me! What are you talking about?"
That's the blood rag. What do you mean? When we have
like,
bloody,
get that the fuck away from me.
Bloody patients.
She's like, "All right, I don't know what to tell you." He's like, "Get a new towel. That's what I'll tell you." And then
did they have a new towel?
They had a new towel. I guess I don't know. Didn't want to do laundry that day. I've been there. Hey, bro, I've used the cum towel after a shower before.
Oh God!
Fucking gross.
I like that laugh from Paz. Paz used it too.
Because the wet re-energizes it. It rehydrates the old cum.
Yeah,
man.
but I know
That's
what
gross.
area it's on. I'm gonna use my face for that part.
Jesus Christ!
Vile, dude.
But and then like he had like a sore throat, and like they were like, "Oh, we know what it is," and he's like, "What is it?" He's like, "Don't worry, we'll just take care of it. Open your mouth." They come with this fucking massive needle. And they were gonna just like inject him with something, and he's like, "No, get me the fuck out of here!" So we never ended up getting stitches. He just used he's like, "Just give me butterfly, whatever."
Yeah.
And then he got and then they didn't give him the shot either. And
I wouldn't let anybody.
And then we just went right back to the beach and started drinking again.
What ended up being wrong? When he went to America, what'd they do?
I actually don't even think anything. I think he was just sick, like,
sick.
and like he got over it.
Drinking,
we were there for a week.
Up.
Like,
Yeah.
It was nothing. Whatever it was nothing serious.
You go away, you get fucked up on water or whatever, you know. But I mean, the funny thing is, you can also go to hospitals in America where doctors don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're
Yes,
like your buddy from
absolutely.
high school, and it's like, yo, that guy doesn't know what he's doing either.
100%.
But you're almost guaranteed that some shit goes on in some of those other places.
it's
that not.
cleaner.
You're gonna get
Yeah,
scarred.
right.
Yeah. Dude, the thought of breaking your dick is one that like I think about. Like if I think about it hurts.
It's like
I feel
it's like
it in my
Rodman
legs.
broke his dick 3 times. You break your dick
Bro,
once,
that
shame
was-
on me. Break it twice, shame on you. Break your dick 3 times,
3
bro.
times.
Go to a mental hospital.
That man, like, you do not deserve to have a dick. You get one dick in this life.
Wow.
You can break it once.
I don't know, because I think he did pretty well with his dick.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, though. It's like I guess that his dick is a
His dick is like a base
Bro,
jumper.
the
It
third
sustained
time,
some
right?
injuries, but it's lived a life. You know what I mean? It's lived a life.
Bro,
we would
you know
like
how
to
he
live.
broke it?
one, but it's a good one.
Now he broke it one time?
The third time.
This
Though.
is the third time?
This is after this man has broke his dick twice. You would think you'd be like, I'm pretty protective of it.
Mm-hmm.
He sat on a chair like this, and a girl ran across the room
Jesus
and
Christ.
jumped.
Just try to
To,
jump
like-
to land it in
to
her.
like land in it. And guess what? It didn't work. And it just, he said, he said he heard a pop, and then it just poured blood, like out of it.
Oh my god.
I mean, that is like I would legit rather like lose a limb than have a, and I guess it heals. You know, it's not like, it's not a bone, obviously, but there is like
You think
cartilage
his
that
dick is like
pops
your
and breaks.
shoulder, where he just like pops it back into place, and like, wraps it up for a night?
Hang on, girl. Don't worry, we're good.
I've done this a lot. Don't worry about
The blood will
it.
stop in a couple minutes. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a funny thought though. That guy standing up like, I just had sex. Boom, done. Break your head, break your dick, and you're stuck in like
Unbelievable.
Jamaica or something. God
Unbelievable.
damn. Lesson learned, man.
Also, you couldn't just turn. Like it's just a shoulder.
Yeah,
you know
like-
what I mean? Like you had time. It's a long way down.
To fall like just flat right
Like,
on
I'm
your fucking dick.
very unathletic of this guy who seems to be a firefighter or something.
Yeah.
So I assume he's in good shape. But like, you put your hand. Like it's a very
For your dick to break your fall.
yeah.
Is
Either that or your dick is huge. That you can't reach your arms
He's like, I
out
did
past
turn.
it.
I landed on the head.
Yeah. I feel like it was an avoidable accident.
all right, man. You got shows coming up.
Yeah,
Caroline's.
I mean,
shows
we're
on
at Caroline's the
road.
day before you. We're at Caroline's Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're at Caroline's
Okay.
Wednesday,
Come out,
so
see
we'll
us,
see you
then we'll go
Thursday,
see-
Friday.
Akash.
I'm actually, this is one of the few weekends I am here in New York, so I will definitely be around.
Let me know. I
don't
got
know.
you.
Okay.
My parents are coming too, so it might be Thursday night, but I will
Okay.
figure out when they're
Whatever
coming.
day, just let me
and
know.
I'll be there.
I'll make it happen.
And then you're on the road elsewhere.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Caroline's Comedy Club. Then I'm done for the rest of the year. But January
you deserve it.
14th, thank you. January 14th, I'm going to be at the Wilbur Theater.
Nice.
Oh, I take that back. I'm going to be at Arizona State University, but not like a college show. I was very unexcited, and then I found out they're just at the college.
Okay.
So Tempe, Arizona State, December 1st. Then the Wilbur Theater, January 14th.
done the Wilbur yet?
Hell yeah.
Never. It's my first
The
theater.
Wilbur's dope.
Wilbur's
Oh,
dope.
nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Congrats,
yeah.
man.
Hell yeah, that's
so
The
awesome.
Wilbur is a very cool room.
Yeah,
like
so-
it's an awesome scene. So that would be
If
great.
you're in Boston, buy tickets. Let's go. I do think it'll sell out, but I would love to add a second show.
Hell
Fucking
yeah.
right.
We might add a Sunday show at Caroline's because there's not that many tickets left. I don't know when this comes out.
This will be out tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, we might be adding a second show, but I would buy just in case because I don't know that we will.
Dope.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And Flagrant is the podcast, and check it all out, man. Thank you, bro.
Yes. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very
guys.
much,
Appreciate
Akaash.
you.
All right, big thanks to Akaash for coming through. Now let's get into our interview with Ali Makovsky, a very funny, very dry, very she's an assassin, man. She's just
She doesn't get her pussy spit on. I was like, I've been there.
yo, that was something. Mexican whorehouse getting your pussy spit on. Whoa. You're gonna want to hear it. Let's get into it. Check it out.
Yeah.
But I did go to
Would you want that to be a guy or a girl?
No, a girl.
A girl.
Yeah. Women just have even like a more nurturing feel. So even if I was getting like fingered by a woman.
Girls for sure probably finger better.
It probably. One time I went to a brothel in Tijuana, and
All good stories.
yeah. And my guy friends, I went with them. It was Ari Manis and Jamar Neighbors, and they were like, "We're gonna get a girl. If we get a girl, will you get a girl?" And I was like, "Anything for my boys," you know.
We're talking about massages. Or fucking.
Fucking. And so I'm like, you know, I've hooked up with women in the past, but I've never gone to a brothel and paid for. The nice thing to any ladies out there, if you want to go to a brothel and sleep with a woman, they will give you a discount.
Oh, it's like being a
They don't have to
goalie.
tip
It was like
Get
half
for it?
off. Yeah, it was great. But the girl, she's
It's a little
like,
demeaning. I'll pay full price.
yeah, it was nice though because
Doing charity work here.
she didn't know what to do, and I was like, I don't know what to do either.
You guys just chit chat.
And then she just kind of like spit on my pussy and was like just kind of touching it and like it felt like she was cleaning it. Like there was like
Wax on,
she's
wax
like
off?
Yeah, just kind of rubbing it around. No, not at all.
not even
No,
close.
not even close. It was more for like the experience of it. But I would do it again.
How long does it last then if you don't come?
Honestly, it just felt. It was like.
You wait for the guys. Like, you guys done yet?
Yeah. There was some like they were playing like there was a TV in the room, but it wasn't on any particular channel. And then like there was like top 40 hits. There was no DJ, so the music wasn't being curated. It was just top 40 hits. So it's like
You went to a
Adele's
fucking
Hello.
whorehouse in Tijuana expecting a curated playlist?
I don't know. I thought there'd be some DJ. It was like Adele's Hello playing in the background while I'm getting my pussy spat on. So I would say it lasted for the entirety of the song Hello at least.
Wow. Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be faster. That's it.